Center.
It is flex season in the NFL, and the Texans have been flexed out of next week's 3 o'clock window in favor of Panthers-Buccaneers, so as not to go up against the NFC title game rematch between the 49ers and Eagles. They will have the CBS A crew with Romo and Nance. Thanksgiving triple header coming up tomorrow, starting Lions-Packers on ESPN San Antonio, and of course, right here, we'll have Cowboys.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up. So wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left-hand slam.
I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
How about them Cowboys?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you. No Rudy, but that's James. That's James Pledger sitting in for Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. This is R&R and J and E. That's Easy E. Edwin Hefner on the other side of the double pane. Forgive us as we prepare for the holiday weekend. If you're on the road, I'm going to tell you all day long, go ahead and get your device. You can go to sasportstar.com. You can go ahead and put us on the interwebs, and you can take us wherever you're driving, no matter where you go. We got a pretty big stick. We'll take you all the way to Austin and all the way to Corpus and damn near to Houston. And heck, I hear rumors all the way to Del Rio, so I've been told. You can take us with us as far as you can. We're going to take you all the way down the road. So stay with us. We got a lot to talk about. It's going to be a busy couple of days here in the sporting world, and that doesn't even include the turkey. How are you this morning, James?
I'm good. I'm hungry.
I'm looking at our rundown, and
It's Thanksgiving.
yeah, and your writing sucks. Yours is worse than mine, and I have the worst writing in the world. The good news is I can read yours because my writing is so bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's very it's very chicken scratchy, but that's I'm writing fast. I can write much better, but that is my shorthand stuff.
Shorthand it is. Y'all ready for today? Everybody ready?
Are you ready for tomorrow?
Well, my question is, are your turkeys defrosting?
Turkey.
If you haven't begun the defrost process on your turkey, you're in trouble.
Oh, I don't need to defrost anything.
I recommend a bucket of cold water, change it out every 30 minutes, make sure it's sealed, and you might get it done. No, you're in trouble.
I don't freeze my prime rib.
And so, yeah, we're going to talk a lot about Thanksgiving, of course, because that's what radio guys do. But we will ask the right questions at the appropriate times. I want to hear from you guys. And it's not, typical stuff, but we are going to discuss the maintenance of Thanksgiving. How you put your plate together matters.
Oh, yeah.
How you balance your sweets and your non-sweets and your savories all on one plate. We want to also hear today, we're going to talk about this, the things that your particular group does or eats that isn't typical. I mean, we always talk about the standard stuff, everybody looking forward to, and there's 3 or 4 things that's on everybody's Thanksgiving table. But there's a lot of stuff that's only on your table. Like, do you do anything kind of different? Do you have a ceremonial Thanksgiving pasta salad? I don't know.
Pasta salad.
I don't know. Something that you guys do unique that if you didn't have it, you'd miss.
My Thanksgiving cheesesteak.
Oh, but maybe that's it. Friends giving Thanksgiving traditions. I know a lot of people don't like turkey, so they have ham.
I like Friendsgiving more than I like Thanksgiving.
Well, I look forward to Thanksgiving. Get the fam around, figure out where everybody is, see how many people are wearing red hats this year, stuff like that. It's going to be a good weekend.
Red hats.
We got a triple header tomorrow.
We do.
We have Texas closing out their season. We have A&M closing out their season. We're going to talk a lot about the Spurs starting at 7, as we do every day. Spurs at 7, as we look forward to the Clippers, the weird back-to-back in play. I wonder what they did yesterday to bide their time.
Question.
I think the Clippers went out to Fiesta, Texas, and enjoyed a nice little Thanksgiving roller coaster.
No, I think they went to the McNay.
You never know. Kawhi might have, shown everybody his old haunts. What was your question?
Are we looking forward to Spurs Clippers?
Yes, we are, because they're going to win tonight. No, they are.
This is the one where they uncork one?
Yeah, this is the well. I didn't say that. I do think that the Clippers are a bad basketball team.
Didn't look like it Monday.
Well, we made them look better than they are. I think
Made
that,
a lot of teams look better than they are.
I think that, sometimes when you hear people, they do protest too much. They get too upset. When we heard Pop walk off the court and said he was happy with the stuff that he saw, I think that was code for.
Pleased with the game.
Yeah,
Nobody likes to lose, but I thought their competitiveness and their execution were good against a very good, very talented, very well coached team.
I'm
See,
gonna call it now.
they're a good team.
They're gonna beat them tonight.
Pop just said.
They're gonna beat them tonight. And are they gonna wear those? I don't mind the uniforms. I don't mind the.
Yes, you do.
No, I really don't.
You mind the
courts. Our court is one of the better ones because it's not so dark that I lose where the basketball is.
You don't like the red one?
I don't like the red, the blue. There's a purple. There's some of them I just don't like. But I'm starting to understand it. It's our warm-ups. The Spurs.
You don't like the UPS ones?
UPS warm-ups are the worst I have literally ever seen. Can you imagine that's your normal brown? Just put on some dirty, it's UPS dirty brown coveralls to go.
What can brown do for you?
Dude, no, back in the day, there used to be a coach up at, he was started at Baylor and ended up at Purdue for a long time. He used to paint the opposing team's locker room pink. This because he felt the color vibes would get you. You can't put on a brown warm-up suit and run out and get fired up. I don't care who you are. You don't get excited about that. It's the same thing like when you're an offensive lineman for Baylor, for example, and you walk into game day Baylor and you're an offensive lineman, you weigh good 380. And they hand you a highlighter yellow,
those are awesome,
all-in-one uniform. Hey, coach, this ain't going to work for me, man. It's hard to get fired up when you know the uniform you put on just doesn't make you look any better at all.
So what happened in the other 5-6 losses?
For who? Baylor?
No, for the Spurs.
Oh, I'm not
because the brown warm-ups account for only like 3 or 4 of the losses.
There's the Wembayama effect. Watching Hunter Dickinson last night, I feel like that the big at Kansas is better than Wemby today. I think he's more useful. Not UPS, more like Bill Miller's colors. Thanks, Drew Show. I agree with you. Either way, it's awful. That we didn't have any vote in this. We chose this for ourselves. There's other colors in this color scheme we could have used. There was that like little mint green, like we used the court. We could have done that.
You want the mint green warm up?
Anything's better than brown.
I mean,
we could have seen there's that orangish stuff. We could have gone with that, but we chose brown. What will you choose? The Spurs, silver and black, are going to go at it with lots of stuff on Aggie coaches today.
Oh yeah, y'all are doing a poll, aren't y'all?
It's not a poll,
a bracket. Sorry,
I'm a little concerned with your.
You're doing polls for a bracket.
It is Gridiron Glory. We've been doing it on the last couple of weeks where we've listed all the coaches that are in play. Yesterday on the Blitz, writer from Dave Campbell's football, forget his name, came on. And for all of
Mike Craven.
For all of us local Aggies that are really excited about the possibility of Jeff Traylor jumping to College Station, the cotton's mighty tall. And the further we get down the tracks here, we're starting to realize that those that are paying coaches' salary, whoever that's going to be, have very different requirements. And it's really going to come down to a battle inside the building. We're going to hear from Ross Bjork. We're going to hear from the Dave Campbell kid. What's his name?
Mike Craven.
Mike Craven. I'm starting to wonder. Before yesterday, I thought that Traylor probably had a 45% chance. And that was, I think he started out at about 20, but his interview pushed him over the top to where he was in the short list. After yesterday, I think he's on the short list, but I think he's in the bottom of that list. That there are other much more high profile is not really the word, but maybe a little bit more experienced in a higher level program than he is. And we're going to look at that. And specifically our Gridiron Glory battle will be between Kylan DeBoers, who's up at Washington, who right now is sitting at number 4 in the polls, which we'll talk about, but also has said that he's pretty comfortable there in Washington, though there was no when he did mention that. And then the haircut, Mike Gundy, the former mullet, and the consistent winner. He always wondered what Gundy could do with on an A-level program. Not that Oklahoma State isn't any lower than a B or a B-plus level, but, on the upper level, you always wondered what Gundy could do. And we'll look at those two potentials as the quest begins. And Craven said yesterday that the decision is going to come as fast as possible. But there's some of the contestants are dealing with their own issues, and issues being their team's still playing, much like Coach Trailers.
Mm-hmm.
So off the street hire could happen fast. If it's going to be bowl type stuff in the way, it could slow things down. But they want to get an Aggie coach on the boat as fast as possible.
Well, you have to get it done as fast as possible just because of the calendar of the college football season now with the transfer portal and then trying to retain your own guys from hitting the portal. You want to get that new foundation piece in place to make sure that his guys are either already there, don't leave if they are there, or can get there as fast as they can.
I'll put it to you, the right hire, that there's not. I think that if you're concerned about flight of your players, and the A&M would have been losing players regardless because of the record,
Mm-hmm.
and the way that you can go get players, I think that used to you had to race to be the first guy on the recruiting trail to go fix things. Now with the NIL, that's a good reason to stay in a lot of situations. It's a good reason to sit and wait and see what's going on, because there's no guarantee. You leave A&M or Texas or any of the other upper echelon programs, you're probably getting a fair amount put in your wallet once, through the collectives and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be getting, $100K and not happy with your coach, and you could probably transfer someplace for 30.
Taking a pay cut, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think the NIL, while we're unhappy with how it's, some are unhappy with how it's worked out, I do think provides a bit of a safety net for the institutions themselves, because they do have hey, you leave this, you leave the pay. So I think that will help in the time frame thing. You don't have to race to be the first in line or the first one to fire and the first one to hire so they can start the recruiting process, though that does still matter. Did you watch any college basketball last night?
A little bit.
A little kerfuffle there with Marquette and Kansas. Shaka Smart up in Marquette, leaving Texas, just like every other coach, has already become successful. He was already a good coach, and Marquette's a perfect place for him. They upset number 1 overall, but it was a chippy affair. I think Shaka brought some of his old Texas hatred for Kansas to the game, and a lot of fun there. But the Shaka Smart win over Kansas, and you know who played best for Kansas last night? Kevin McCullers Jr.
Yep.
San Antonio's own had a fine night last night, though they did go down.
Is Shaka Smart best suited for the smaller-ish programs?
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say that Shaka Smart's coaching style lends itself to not necessarily require 5-star athletes. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely.
Because he doesn't have to have a 5-star to give him 110% 8 minutes at a time. And sometimes when you're at a big school, you need to get the 5 stars, and they're not going, and they don't always want to do some of the things that you're going to ask them to do because they've got other aspirations. So I think he's found the right place because he can go get the right guys, and he's not going to have alumni types leaning on him. Where's the 5-star? Where's the big get? Where's the one and done? So I do think that he's in a better place, though. That doesn't take away from the Marquette basketball program. That's a blue blood program.
Well, yeah.
So
I'm not saying it's
you're right,
but it's a lesser.
It bothers me a little bit when people quantify Shaka as, he's only going to be good at a small school. Well, no, the only reason he's been successful at the smaller schools is nobody's leaning on him to get more than he needs.
Yeah.
And
he gets his type of guy there.
Watch his point guard. Watch his point guard. He is fun to watch. He can, the guy drops dimes with the best of them. But this weekend, if you are a college basketball fan, all those hoop tournaments going on in Hawaii are going to come to a culmination, and we got football in between. So let's do this thing right. Coming back, we're going to start the party looking at the college football top 4 days in, and Florida State got screwed. Florida State got screwed by every measure, by everything that the College Football Selection Committee has told us up until this moment. They walked out yesterday and just outright lied. They lied to everybody. And they sent everybody else trying to justify what they did to Florida State. I'm going to talk about that following that. The gumbo, she is hot, and the NFL gets moving, and the Cowboys got the Commanders tomorrow. We got everything you need for a nice little road trip, so grab your Funyuns, roll the windows up, and turn on the heat. And while you're at it, take off your socks and maybe blow a fart or two, because it's road trip time, and we're going with you. We'll be right back. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I hope before you got into that car, you washed yourself clean under a Contico water softened shower, because, man, it's going to be a long one. When you get a Contico, one of the things you get to put to bed is any concern about your heater and your pipes and your refrigerator and your dishwasher and everything else that has water running through it, because your Contico keeps that water soft and clean as it comes through your house, because that's what you're chasing, right? The water coming out of our aquifer and out of your well makes some good sweet tea. We know that. But, man, the stuff that comes into it gets stuck in your pipes and in your clothes and in your hair and on your face and in your dog's mouth and in your kid's bottle and all that other kind of stuff. You want to make sure it's the best you can get. That's what Contico does for you. Just puts one thing out of mind. You don't have to worry about it no more. It only works when you work. You don't even plug the sucker in. It works off kinetic energy. I don't understand it. I just know it works. If you want one for yourself, you want it free of charge for 90 days, call 656-PURE. What I'm talking about is a show me deal that Mr. Canepa has with the Contico. He wants to prove it to you like he's proven to so many of your neighbors that Contico is the water softener to have. If you'll dial 656-PURE today, they'll come out post-haste, put one of those Conticos in, and I'll tell you what, you'll put it in there, never take it out. They like to say it's the last water softener you're ever going to own, but you're not going to know until you put one in your house. Call them today, 656-PURE. For all the details you need for such things, go to ConeticoSA.com. Sing it while you type it, but listen to me. There's no better water softener to have. Put one in your home today, and I know you're going to be thanking me later.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Gobble, gobble. It's a Thanksgiving tradition. The Cowboys collide with the Commanders in an NFC East battle at 2:30.
Micah Parsons is on the ball.
And he's still alive.
He's still running to the goal line.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Tease the season at Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the TaylorMade Stilt 2 Carbon Woods that combine speed and forgiveness to unlock forgiveness. Now up to $100 off. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. There's always gift cards in any amount for the special golfer you're shopping for. Edwin Watts Golf Shops is home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at worldwidegolf.com.
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Arasti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Arasti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $5 or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save.
Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Get a great deal on select Kubota equipment, the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S. The versatile lineup is built to help you make the most of your land. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months, plus save up to $800 on qualifying implements. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Lab-grown diamond wholesale prices have crashed. Huge factories in China and India have flooded the market with tens of millions of carats of lab-grown diamonds. They are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away for free with purchase. Many companies sell 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for a few $100s. But some jewelers are still selling lab diamonds for thousands of dollars. Pawn shops and jewelry stores have instruments that detect lab-grown diamonds in seconds. And just like CZs, they are very cheap to produce, and after purchase, they have no monetary value at all. America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our customers that wholesale prices would fall to almost nothing. Now they are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away, and wholesale prices continue to fall. America's Diamond only offers traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have real value. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
Dell's Black Friday event is their biggest sale of the year. Shop limited time deals on laptops like the stylish, innovative XPS 13, engineered to do it all on the Intel Evo platform. Plus, save big on ultra-sharp monitors and top brand accessories. It's the perfect time to upgrade any home, business, or gaming setup powered by Intel Core processors. Shop now at Dell.com/deals to take advantage of huge savings and free shipping. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
O'Reilly.
It's See Better, Drive Safer month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Replace your worn-out wiper blades and get up to a $20 O'Reilly gift card after rebate when you purchase a pair of select wiper blades. See store for details. Our professional parts people will even install your new wiper blades for free. Stop by your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Happy holidays from your neighbors at El Guacamole Mexican Grill. Place your breakfast or lunch order today. Visit them at 250-20 or call 210-499-5364. Hot, fresh, made-to-order Mexican dishes. El Guacamole Mexican Grill.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
The Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
I love San Antonio, man. I love it.
On 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's R&R here on San Antonio Sports Star. That was a low-key entrance to an easy Thanksgiving. If you're getting up on the road, drive safe. Don't mind them brake lights. We'll get you where you're going. You know how you can make sure that happens? Make sure you're following us on your device. Go to sasportstar.com. There we have what we call the Audio Vault. It's brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. You can take us with you wherever you go in the world. And if you happen to miss some of it while you're up at Aunt Gertrude's, you can download any of the shows and catch us when you can. And you want to make sure you get all the alerts. Follow us on YouTube. Hey, we're about 20 subscribers away from a milestone. So if we can, I don't want this to be a telethon, but if we can close the 20, we're down to 5. We're down. If we, oh man. Okay. If you're listening right now and I want to be the guy, I want to be the show, James, you and I, we're going to break this. We need 5 new subscribers. It's easy to do. Go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. You'll get updates and do all that kind of stuff. You'll be able to watch us live. You'll see James Pledger. He is, in fact, in studio as he's sitting in for Rudy J today. So you're a Texas fan today. As the college football released their poll yesterday, and while Texas really didn't get screwed by the numbers, they did get screwed by the placement. Washington has now jumped Florida State into that number 4 spot.
As they should.
They should. I think that they should have been there before.
So do I.
But I understood that they weren't there by the justifications that the committee gave us. If you're going to operate on these parameters, and they told us the parameters, all that matters is gameplay today, nothing in the future. Whereas how do you look today, and how does the team that you played look today? And then they go, how did you look before, and how did the team that you played look before? And that was where you got. They didn't have any paid future. They paid no attention to, games coming up or injuries. Well, how does Florida State fall from 4 to 5 after a resounding win? Well, they fell because they lost their quarterback. And what happened was the committee stepped out and said, well, it's not about Florida State and their bad quarterback situation. It's the fact that Washington continues to win and has a better record against good teams. That's not what they said the week before. The week before that, I think Florida State got screwed, and they did the right thing when they did it.
All right, you got to play Miami this year. Good football team.
They were when they played them. Yeah, they've had some quarterback issues as they went by, but keep in mind this is a team that lost to Louisville because their quarterback called a run instead of just taking a knee. That was a good football team. That is not what they were.
7-point victory. A 2-7 Pittsburgh Panther team.
Again, every argument you're making is correct, but that argument should have been made weeks ago is what I'm saying.
Sure.
If you're going to downgrade them today, why today? The only reason you downgraded them today is you watched their star quarterback go down with a snapped ankle. You said, well, there's no way they're going to win in a playoff game. Let's get rid of them now. And that's probably the right thing to do. But what their justification was, oh, well, now Washington is suddenly better. They won a game in the rain in Oregon State, so now they're better. No,
so
they were better before the game. They were better 2 weeks ago, but they wouldn't allow them to be voted in because of there's rules. But now we're getting close to the end of the time and the end of the season, and those rules don't necessarily apply anymore.
So when's it better to jump them? Is it better to jump them now, or hope and pray that in the AAC title game, the ACC title game, when they take on Louisville, that Louisville takes care of your dirty work for you, and then you can move them up without incidents, or you take the chance that they beat a 10th ranked Louisville team in that title game, even without their quarterback, and then you have to find a cause for Washington to jump them anyway. When's the better time to do it?
I don't know. But the thing is, you could have avoided this, committee. You could have avoided this by just following the very things that you said you'd been following. It's kind of like when I go into a basketball game and you judge a ref by the first 2 minutes of the first half. First 2 minutes of the first half, I should know how you're going to call the basketball game. Are you going to allow me to arm check? Are you going to allow me to hand check? Am I allowed to run into the pick, or do I have to stop? I mean, there's some things that referees are going to tell me by their whistle they're going to do. And at that point, all I ask is keep doing that. Whether it's good or bad for me, just keep doing that so I know the rules that I'm playing under.
But that's a horrible analogy because refs don't even do that.
Well, they should, is what I'm saying. The good ones do. We notice when the bad ones make the mistake. The good ones understand. They set the ground rules. This is how it's going to go, and this is how the game's going to be, whether you like it or not, but I'm not going to change it, and that's enough. But for the committee to go, this is how the rules are, this is the rules we're going to follow, and then when you get to the very end, they go, well, the other team just suddenly got better. The fact that your quarterback got hurt, and that doesn't matter to us, by the way, that's a good football team. Did you hear him come out and justify how good Florida State is? They're not just one guy. There's a bunch of guys that are really good. They fly around. Oh, yeah, they're fifth now, though. You can't do that. That's what people get mad at this stupid system. That's why we're happy to have 12 next year. We're happy to get there because this is dumb.
I mean, it's going to be very, very hard to justify what's coming in the future because I don't believe if things work out the way I think that there's not going to be more outrage once the final college football playoff ranking comes out.
Texas fan, listen to Heather Dinich. Heather Dinich is telling you, Texas fan, you think Florida State's got a case to be mad? Texas fan, you're going to have a case too.
I think that Texas has a problem, and we keep talking about the head-to-head between Alabama and Texas, and yes, it will continue to resonate through Selection Day, but Texas is looking up at every other Power 5 conference. So while they have an edge against the Tide, to me, their best path to actually getting into this thing is twofold. One, it would help them if Alabama did win the SEC, because then they could say that they have a win against the SEC champs, but they need more help. The easiest path would probably be for Florida State to lose, because then you have Alabama, Texas, the Big Ten champ, and the Pac-12 champ.
I was told just yesterday, you keep winning, you continue to look good, you beat teams that look good or play to what we expect them to be, and head-to-head will matter. Come on, committee. I know this is your last real year of any kind of significance at all, but the least we could ask you to do is follow the very parameters that you laid down.
No, don't follow them, because the parameters you laid down are stupid. I've been telling Texas fans since before the playoff rankings came out, be careful. Bama will jump you. If you keep playing the way you're playing, win or lose, Bama's going to jump you, because Bama looks better right now.
They shouldn't, by what the committee said, win. It doesn't say win well. It just said win and beat teams that are good, that have proven to be good.
We've known for years that winning well is part of the equation.
But again, that's my problem, and I'm glad that it's done, because Texas has every right to bitch. Oregon's going to have every right to bitch, because they followed what you told us we needed to do. We did.
Oregon takes care of their business. They're meeting Washington in the Pac-12 title game. They get to decide their own fate. The problem with Texas is they're playing an unranked opponent probably in their Big 12 title game. They have looked less than impressive ever since Alabama. And if Alabama, who is right behind them in the standings, goes and beats Georgia, #1 Georgia, you can't keep Bama out.
No,
they're the better team.
They're both going in. They'll both be in.
Oh, Georgia's not getting in if Bama beats
They'll
them.
both be in.
No.
They've already. I'm telling you, when they moved Georgia to 1, they told us, look, if Bama and Georgia meet, and Georgia loses close, they're in, because there'll be another one-loss team in. You're going to knock the #1 team in the country out.
So you're going to keep Georgia in. You're going to move Bama in.
And that'll be the 2 SEC schools in. There'll be 1 Big 10 school and probably a Pac-12 school. That's what's going to shake out. They did their first thing to get rid of Florida State this week. They already took care of that business. They're knocking off heads of the other 5 families.
If that's the case, then Texas will have a gripe.
They will. Well,
if Georgia loses and still gets in, then that's the gripe.
Yeah, they're going to get – Texas will have a gripe, because
I have no issue with Bama jumping Texas, but if you have a team in front of you lose and not fall out.
I've heard you say, when has the committee ever voted against a Saban team when they were playing well?
Yep.
Never. They're not going to vote – they're not going to let Georgia leave this Final Four. They moved them to 1 for a reason. They'll probably fall to 4, but they'll get in if Bama wins. If they don't, Bama's out. And then Texas has a shot.
I don't disagree that that's within the realm of possibility, but that's the bigger gripe than Bama jumping.
It'll be a perfect parting shot to a committee that obviously has their own agenda. And it's an agenda that I think most of us will agree with if they would have just told us, look, man, it's all eye test. We don't know. Every week we're going to throw them up in the air, and we're going to see which 4 look the best to us.
Yes.
And that's who we're going to vote for. And history be damned. Quality of schedule be damned. Who are the best 4 teams every week? And I think most of us will go, I'm down.
Yes.
Not this, who'd you beat 8 weeks ago, and did you have head-to-head? And the guy, the quarterback earlier is the quarterback now. It all matters. No, we know it doesn't. We got more gumbo boiling up as the NFL gets cooking. And you want to talk about some hot gumbo? Monday night, a record was set. Wait till you hear the numbers for Monday Night Football, and it didn't involve a team wearing a star on its helmet. That's been a bit. We're talking NFL next. It's R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, it is the day before Thanksgiving, and that means there's a lot to talk about, including the Dallas Cowboys, who will take on the Commanders on Thanksgiving Day. We'll talk to James Slater with the NFL Network all about the Cowboys.
Yeah, well, the Texans have the game of the week, and John McClain will join us today at 3:35. Babel at 4:15 on the Longhorn.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Black Friday is now a game day. The Dolphins take on the Jets in the first ever Black Friday NFL game. Stream for free only on Prime. Black Friday football. Dolphins versus Jets. Coverage begins this Friday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Only on Prime. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/watch Black Friday football for details.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January, because you know, mulch. We're cutting prices on your favorite brands this holiday season. Save on Milwaukee, Ingersoll Rand, and Metaltech in-store or at northerntool.com.
Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are happening right now at Diamonds Direct. The last and largest store-wide sale of the year is in full swing with an extra 20% off virtually everything. That's in addition to Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable price. Check out our expanded selection. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets. Get the year's best price and ask about special financing too. Engagement rings, designer jewelry, diamond classics, all on sale. Get all the details and special holiday hours now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Shop for a cause at the Marion Brighton Virtual Holiday Auction, supporting Brighton Center. Bid on electronics, retail and restaurant gift cards, groceries, and more. Brighton Center is San Antonio's largest nonprofit providing services to children with disabilities and developmental delays. Go to brightonsa.org to bid and support the children of our community. That's brightonsa.org, now through December 1st. Have a merry and Brighton holiday.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Dell's Black Friday event is their biggest sale of the year. Shop limited time deals on laptops like the stylish, innovative XPS 13, engineered to do it all on the Intel Evo platform. Plus, save big on ultra-sharp monitors and top brand accessories. It's the perfect time to upgrade any home, business, or gaming setup powered by Intel Core processors. Shop now at Dell.com/deals to take advantage of huge savings and free shipping. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
O'Reilly. It's See Better, Drive Safer month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Replace your worn-out wiper blades and get up to a $20 O'Reilly gift card after rebate when you purchase a pair of select wiper blades. See store for details. Our professional parts people will even install your new wiper blades for free. Stop by your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Black Friday is now a game day. The Dolphins take on the Jets in the first ever Black Friday NFL game. Stream for free only on Prime. Black Friday football. Dolphins versus Jets. Coverage begins this Friday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Only on Prime. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/watch Black Friday football for details.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January, because mulch. We're cutting prices on hand and power tools, heaters, and pressure washers this holiday season. Save in store or at northerntool.com.
$10,000 could be yours to shop, share, and give this holiday season. $3,500 for you, another $3,500 for a friend, and $3,000 for a charity of your choice. Enter now and get details at sasportstar.com. R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Bottom of the morning to all.
That's James Pledger sitting in for Rudy J. He on a Thanksgiving sojourn. If you're hitting the road, hey, drive safe, don't mind them brake lights. We'll get you where you're going. And if you want to take us with you, there's a couple of ways to do it. You can jump on our YouTube channel, and you can listen to us just like you are listening to any other device and take us into your auto speakers. You can also go to sasportstar.com. Either way, continue to listen with us.
If you're not.
Yeah, and by the way, we're chasing 5 new subscribers. We're looking at a milestone, one that was expected to hit us about January. And due to you guys' great diligence and following instructions, subscribing to our YouTube channel, if you go ahead and hit that subscribe, we would be greatly appreciative. We're only chasing 5 more, and we'll be roughly a month ahead of schedule.
So does that mean we get to stop begging after that?
No, evidently not. That's never going to stop. Monday night, everybody watched the football game. It was the highest rated Monday night football game in a quarter century. It was like 29 million people tuned in. It's been 25 years since we've seen a Monday night game of this precedence. And considering the way that we have diversified our viewing habits and how difficult it has been to get a decent Monday night football game, that was quite a substantial audience.
27 years.
27 years since we've seen something like that. And the better news was we got a good football game. One good enough to where we didn't have to pay attention to
Was
a
it
terrible
good or
Spurs game.
competitive?
It was a good football game. It was a good football game. It was a playoff caliber football game. The fact that there are mistakes does not disqualify the magnitude of the game.
No, not the fact that there were mistakes, the fact that there was a litany of mistakes.
It wasn't, but it was a good football game. There are close games that are bad. This was a good football game. Everybody watched till the end. I'll turn off a bad football game just like I'll put down a bad book. I don't have to read to the end. I'm willing to move on. But I was so into the game, and it was easy to forget, but I left the Spurs and never to return. And we're going to talk some Spurs and why that happened in just about 20 minutes for our Silver and Black at 7. But to hold on to that kind of audience, 29 million tells us yet again that the NFL reigns supreme. And to prove their dominance, we get a Friday game for the first time, a Black Friday game that's going to be broadcast on, the Amazon network. So get your streaming services ready. I can't imagine.
Poor Jeff Bezos.
Well, I can't imagine what the commercials are going to look like on Black Friday during the very first NFL game on Black Friday. Are they going to just have like dancing Amazon products on the field?
Maybe. I don't know.
Because it's going to be halftime, hit one button and order this kind of stuff.
I mean, why not? Use it. You've got it. It's yours. It's free advertising at that point for you.
We'll look closer at the Cowboys Commanders game as we go through. But I feel so much about this week like I'd felt last week. It has nothing to do with the opponent this week.
No, this is all about the Cowboys.
It's all of it.
Until the calendar turns to December, the Cowboys can prove nothing to me except just continuing to do what they're doing. Their first statement comes in December.
The statements for the Cowboys in December, the statements for the Eagles began Monday night as they go through the valley of death right now. The Cowboys get to skate through for a couple of weeks and will welcome Philadelphia into their building to begin their walk of death in the month of December here in just a couple of weeks.
I mean, they get the Super Bowl rematch and very quickly followed by the NFC title game rematch. I mean, Philly's walking the gauntlet right now.
And not in the best of shape. We'll talk a bit about that. But as they did take down the world champs, are they the best team in the NFL right now?
I feel like everybody, I can name 5 teams that I think are the best team in the NFL right now. And the Cowboys are one of those teams. I can make a less convincing argument for the Cowboys because they've yet to beat anybody of consequence on the season. But you can say the same thing about the Miami Dolphins. I think the Ravens have a shot. I think the Chiefs, because of their defense and what we saw Monday with that defense, are still in it. If they figure out their offense, there are so many teams right now that are all right there on the same playing field in terms of how good they are. Whether it's San Francisco, when they're...
Why is that? Is it injuries?
Part of it's injuries. I mean, look how many quarterbacks are out. The other part of it is just I think there is a level playing field in terms of a lot of the talent across the league. When you look, Baltimore loaded up on weapons this offseason. Dallas loaded up on weapons this offseason. The 49ers already had a ton of weapons.
Give me your top 5.
My top 5 as of right now: Philly, Kansas City, San Francisco, Dallas, and Baltimore.
Wow, that's mine. You named it down the list. Philly, Kansas City, San Francisco, Dallas, Baltimore. I think those are the 5. And I don't think it's after that, I think there's a pretty good chasm. And while there's not...
I don't think it's a big chasm.
I don't think there's a Death Star out there. There isn't,
and that's the thing. Usually we look at the calendar this time of year and we're like, wow, these 2-3 teams have separated themselves by a mile from the rest of the NFL, and those are the odds-on favorites. But we don't have that this year.
But after 5, I will say that Detroit's a very close 6th. But, and I say close, and that's behind the team that pantsed them. That's behind the team in Baltimore that, when Detroit rolled in there, did not know what hit them when they rolled out. So Detroit is 6, but they're behind Baltimore. Not a long way, but I've seen the two play each other. And after that, Miami, I have zero trust. Maybe not. Cleveland, not anymore. Sorry, I know it was a valiant effort, but Seattle, Geno, I think you've maxed out your credit cards there in Seattle.
I think Buffalo's going to prove some stuff to me over the next week.
You know what? With Buffalo,
I think Ken Dorsey may have been an issue in that locker room.
Maybe it was. I will say this: if you want to cure what ails you, play a team in New York. I mean, whether it's the Jets or the Giants, and I've heard
unless
enough
you're
about
the Commanders.
I've heard enough about the Jets defense to say, no, they quit. That the defense that a lot of teams have seen in the first half of the season, that was not the defense I saw last week. And maybe they'll turn it back on. Maybe they just quit because they were tired of watching Zach. But whatever the case was, that was a game that cures what ails you. I got to see Buffalo do this a couple more times, because if we're going to get good Josh Allen, yeah, they're going to continue. Bad Josh Allen, I don't care who your OC is, you're going to lose some football games.
Texans Jags this weekend. Texans beat them handily the first time they met in Duval.
Coming back to earth.
If they beat them,
I'm all in. If the Texans, I know it's a home game and you give them a couple buckets, but I think if they take down Jacksonville played as good as they could last week. That's as good as Jacksonville can be last week.
And they got pants the week before.
If they play this way coming into Houston, as good as Houston has been, Jacksonville will be better. But on the other side of it, Texans win this game, I think there's no reason not to start expecting playoffs. You need to expect it at this point, and I hope the Texans begin to expect it, because they will have proven they're the best team in their division.
Well, if they beat Jacksonville, you look at the schedule they've played and the teams they've beat to get to where they're at. I would say you look at their schedule, what they did, when they played, who they played, you could make an argument that they're right there, like where the Lions are on the outside looking in.
No, James.
No.
Simmer down.
No.
Simmer down just a bit. they're not as good as Detroit. They will be. I'm not taking anything away from them. But there's a long way between here and there. This is the same team that just a couple of weeks ago lost to Carolina, and Detroit got pantsed by Baltimore. I'll agree. But they are not Detroit yet. They will be, but they ain't there yet. But I'll give them a step. They beat Jacksonville at home. They're the best team in their division, and Houston Texans fan now needs to start changing their mindset and being upset if you don't make the playoffs because you're a playoff caliber team. But Jacksonville will be the pivot point on this season. I'll tell you, that is a fun football team to watch. Fun. And anybody who happened to draft Singletary, congratulations. That kid is winning fantasy football games.
He wasn't drafted, but you got him on waivers.
Whoever has him, like me, is winning fantasy football games for you. What time do you guys eat on Thanksgiving? What's the planned dining time?
Usually around 3 or 4.
See, there's the problem. Cowboys kick at 3, and I know it's not primary in your house.
That's a you problem.
I know. It's not primary in your house.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. I think the universal Dallas Cowboy Texas dining time is 2 o'clock. Can you eat too early or too late on Thanksgiving? And what's weird on your table? What do you guys do at your house and you're with your family, friends, whoever you choose to give thanks with, that most places don't do? Is there something weird on your table that's just tradition that you've always had? See, our weird tradition is we don't do mac and cheese. I'm kind of ashamed to admit it, but we don't.
That's awful.
I know.
That's
it needs to be rectified. And maybe we can help others out. Maybe we're going to tell some people what you're eating there. That's weird. That's not typical Thanksgiving fare. We're going to talk about your food and your travel. Hey, tell your kid to put the shoes back on and turn the volume down on that damn game. We'll be right back. It's R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babel. Babel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babel, it isn't hard. It's perfect.
Now try Babel free. Just go to Babel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. That's 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
NAW Northwest Automotive Warehouse has accessories and upgrades for your car, truck, Jeep, or SUV this holiday season. Now through the end of November, get undercover UltraFlex truck bed covers for just $11.50 installed. That's better than internet pricing and double the 5-year warranty. Plus tons of scratch and dent options like WeatherGuard toolboxes, pack rats, and 50 to 60% off RDS diesel transfer tanks for everyone on the list. Family owned and operated in the Big Red Building at 3027 Calabria Road or online nawtruck.com.
Skip the lines and sip the deals at the Twin Peaks Black Friday costume party. No bargain beats out a smooth glass of Wild Turkey bourbon or a late night espresso martini. Ice cold 29-degree beer paired with a juicy burger and our saucy boneless wings. Twin Peaks is offering jaw-dropping deals all week at the Black Friday costume party going on now through November 24th. Post up at the bar with the special pour and catch every play of the NBA in-season tournament. Twin Peaks does Black Friday right. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
SA Card House, located at 281 in Bitters, is the premier card house in San Antonio, and it's about that time for the 154K Thanksgiving giveaway. Going on right now through November 29th. They're giving away 154K, 17 hot seats drawn per day, every single hour from 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. Now check this out for your members. For the members who have more than 80 hours of playing time during the promotion period, they're going to receive a multiplier. That's right, the multiplier bonus, 80 to 99 hours, 2 times the prize amount, 100 to 224 hours, 3 times, and anything over 225 hours, you're going to get 4 times the prize amount. So what does that mean? You know our slogan at SA Card House. You have to play to get the pay. Check it all out at www.sacardhouse.com. That's 13400 San Pedro Avenue, San Antonio, Texas. Call them up 474-0023. That's SA Card House at Bitters in 281.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
With Black Friday appliance savings all month long at the Home Depot, they're making the holidays merrier with the lowest prices of the year on top brand kitchen appliances. Get everything you need to store all your holiday favorites with kitchen appliances at a great value at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Smoker's Paradise is fully stocked with everything you need for your smoking needs under one roof. Shop the Smoker's Paradise Black Friday specials all day this Friday. All Smoker's Paradise stores are 25% off all day, excluding tobacco products. Visit smokersparadise.com for a location near you.
Good morning, everybody. Jason Minix here from The Blitz. It is Wednesday, but we're treating this like a football Friday because it's a Friday for us as we head into the long Thanksgiving week. We'll talk Cowboys with James Slater at 5 o'clock. In Houston Texans with John McClain. He will join us at 3:35. Rob, happy Thanksgiving, man. I know you're in there alone by yourself. A pleasure.
Thank you, Jason. You know, Jason,
I need you to pull something up for me.
Jason and I went hunting over the weekend. You got him a big old black buck.
I need you to pull up yesterday's. Listen to him. It was Rob's rejoin for the Blitz. I believe it was Rob's rejoin for it was either the rejoin or the next day. But listen to those, Edwin, and find me the one. You'll know it when you hear it because Jason just made fun of it. Because Rob told us yesterday, I'll be alone by myself tomorrow here in the studio. James Pledger's joining me. We all just kind of looked at each other.
I cannot be held responsible for things that I do 24 hours prior to their airing. I had to play both sides of the coin there. I wasn't sure if you were going to be here. So I was either going to be alone by myself or with James Pledger. And luckily, I'm both. What time are you going to eat tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I'm probably going to try and eat early tomorrow. I want to eat by like noon tomorrow.
Did you find it? So your weird Thanksgiving tradition is really not a lot of turkey. It's more about the prime rib, which I am all for. I think that should be the American pastime.
Well, we still have turkey. It's just prime ribs what we look forward to.
And rightfully so. No one looks forward to the turkey, do
they? Yeah, I do. Because I love the sandwiches that come after.
See, but you can just go get a turkey breast any day of the week.
Sure.
And have turkey whenever you want it. Turkey to me is...
But it's not just the turkey breast. It's the turkey breast with the stuffing and the gravy. And you kind of make that sandwich. Like that's what makes Thanksgiving palatable, right?
There's some architecture to your plate. Do you have sweet and savory on the same plate? Do you have pie next to your turkey? Do you put gravy close?
What pie do you look forward to the most?
Well, it's pumpkin. Of course.
It's not.
Pecan or is it sweet potato?
Nope.
Chocolate? Banana? Hey, we got a lot to do. R&R continues right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday morning at 10, it's the Aggies and LSU.
Going for Moose. He's got him. That is a touchdown. Aggies.
Aggies, Tigers. Saturday morning at 10. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, The Angry Elephant, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
SA Card House is located at 281 in Bitters. And let me tell you something, this is a fantastic venue. If you have not been, I don't know what you're waiting on. It's clean, it's inviting, the customer service is top notch, and it's some great poker playing. As always, they're giving away money because as a friend, they're trying to put money into your pocket. That's why they have the 154K Thanksgiving giveaway running all the way through November 29th. Each and every single day, 17 hot seats are drawn. That's every hour starting from 9 a.m. all the way to 1 a.m. And for members, it's only $20 to be a member, and you get that for a lifetime. You're going to get that multiplier, 80 to 99 with 2 times, 100 to 224 is 3 times, and over 225 hours, you're going to get 4 times the prize amount. So, you know the slogan, you got to play to get the pay. Check it all out for yourself at sacardhouse.com. They're located at 13400 San Pedro Avenue. That's SA Card House at 281 in Bitters.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-5407. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-5407. That's 800-575-5407. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Pro football player Travis Kelce is pressed for time during the football season. So he does 2 things at once. Whether it's grilling while mowing.
2 things at once!
Or getting this season's updated COVID-19 shot at the same visit as his flu shot.
2 things at once.
You can be like Travis and ask your pharmacist about getting this season's COVID-19 shot at the same visit as your flu shot, if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Learn more and schedule at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When you switch to Boost Mobile, you can get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G and a pretty powerful way to get after it.
Like me, Tusi, a man who fell in love with music and fell on hard times. From writing songs in my room to sitting on top of the charts. All because I made poetry out of pain. And I always knew I'd be on the stage singing your favorite song.
Switch to Boost and get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone on America's largest 5G networks.
Boost Mobile. Get after it.
New customers only. Taxes extra. 1 device per line. 5G not available everywhere. Other restrictions apply.
Lab-grown diamond wholesale prices have crashed. Huge factories in China and India have flooded the market with tens of millions of carats of lab-grown diamonds. They are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away for free with purchase. Many companies sell 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for a few $100s. But some jewelers are still selling lab diamonds for thousands of dollars. Pawn shops and jewelry stores have instruments that detect lab-grown diamonds in seconds. And just like CZs, they are very cheap to produce, and after purchase, they have no monetary value at all. America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our customers that wholesale prices would fall to almost nothing. Now they are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away, and wholesale prices continue to fall. America's Diamond only offers traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have real value. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
Federal criminal cases are much more complex than state cases. The court process is different. You have to have a lawyer with experience in federal law to navigate through it. If you have been accused of a federal crime or being investigated for one, One of the most important decisions you'll have to make is who will represent you in the process. The Hood Norton Law Group has decades of experience dealing with federal investigations, federal trials, and achieving outstanding results for our clients. The sooner you contact our team, the sooner we can help. Call us at 210-797-7700.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Get a great deal on select Kubota equipment, the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S. The versatile lineup is built to help you make the most of your land. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months, plus save up to $800 on qualifying implements. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
On your ride to work, check out Rob Thompson and Rudy J. They're R&R in the morning. KTFM Floresville and at SASSportStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, we've got a triple header of football for you tomorrow. It starts on ESPN San Antonio's 1250 as the Lions take on the Packers at 11:30. Then here on San Antonio Sports Star, we got Cowboys and Commanders starting at 2:30, and the day will conclude on ESPN 1250 with 49ers Seahawks at 7:20. We got Spurs looking to snap their 9-game losing streak tonight when they take on the Clippers again. Tip-off is set for 7, silver and black next.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Almost. That's not Rudy. That is James Pledger pulling double duty today. He's starting our programming day and ending our programming day. Welcome aboard, James. We got 3 hours of fun headed your way, and that's only one less hour that you're going to do all day. We got Spurs today. Welcome to our Silver and Black at 7. You know very well what we do here at the Star, and that's talk Silver and Black every day at 7. Tonight, that's one of those weird back-to-back doubleheader games as the Spurs take on yet again the Los Angeles Clippers and he who shall not be named.
Why do you speak like of James Harden like that?
I could talk. It's funny how there could be like 4 dudes we're talking about. Yeah, Spurs get the Clippers again, going down embarrassingly so the other night, giving up another 124-point night.
124-point night.
Bouncing back possibly without Devin Vassell. He remains questionable with a left adductor muscle issue. Brandon Boston Jr. is out with the Clippers. They will greatly miss him, along with Mason Plumlee, but the big four will be playing again. We hope to see Devin Vassell. If he plays tonight, James, they win. They're going to win tonight.
I will not go out on that limb with you.
By the law of averages, eventually, it's been, 9 straight. At some point, they're going to fall ass backwards into one. This is the kind of team, I think, than the Clippers that will fall asleep a little bit and rest on their laurels. Especially a roadie with like this. This just feels like a game the Spurs are due. I mean, at some point, things have to work. At some point, they will.
I hope so, but I said this pre-show. Could you have imagined the the excitement that surrounded Victor Wembanyama from pre-draft lead up to draft lottery to draft night to summer league to game one would have faded as quickly into the season as it did.
You know, and it's kind of sad because for a rookie.
No,
they're not. I mean,
he's leading all rookies right now.
So he's doing everything that can be expected, but the sad part about it is it's not enough. It's just not enough to bring this team where it needs to be. And while we wrestle with this existential question of how do you bring in a 7'5" multi-positional player who is expected to block and probably by the end of his career average 5 blocks a night, how does your defense get worse? How is it even fathomable that you can bring in a guy like this?
Not just your defense, your overall team.
I'm just talking defense. Defense, how is it possible that your defense gets worse? Because it's not like you added him to a bad defensive team. I was told, I was led to believe, and my eyes have not fooled me, Devin Vassell is a pretty good perimeter defender. And Keldon Johnson, while he might not have that perimeter quickness, is a tough enough dude that if he decides to and hustles, there's good defense there. Zach Collins is physically limited, but he's a pretty rough and tumble defender too. Combined, they turn into an ABA Kentucky Colonel basketball team. It gives up 135 a night. I don't understand. For the life of me, I can't figure out how this has come to this point.
And you're leaving out Jeremy Sohan, who can defend every position on the floor.
So where do you go from here? Well, what is the next step to getting better?
I've got a question for you then. You ask, how does it get worse? How does it get worse than what we saw last year with everything that they have in place? You're a former coach, right?
I coached a bunch of kids. I don't qualify as a real coach, but yeah.
But you've coached the game, you know X's and O's. What is defense about?
Well, it's all hustle, but
it's about want to.
But there is some science to it. I mean, there is art form. I'll give it to you. I mean, but sometimes you confuse activity with achievement. I mean, just because you're wanting to real bad, just because you're wanting to real bad doesn't mean you're wanting to in the right place at the right time.
Sure.
They don't have either one.
That's what I'm talking about, though. I'm not seeing want to. I'm not seeing even overzealous anything. I am seeing stagnant, not closing out, not even trying to attempt to make it look like you're trying to put a hand in somebody's face in the perimeter. I am seeing zero effort or want to on the defensive side of the ball.
Do you think it's because they don't understand what they're supposed to be doing? Did
everything change from last year to this year?
Well, it has changed in that there's this 7'5" dude running around for about a third of the game.
But how did that change everyone else?
That is the question that will go on until we see some improvement. I can't figure it out. And even more so, what makes it more difficult to comprehend is I see our coach trying to not only coach and teach them, but keep their barely adequate psycho defenses on the upside, because he's telling us he's liking what he's seeing, but nobody's liking what they're seeing. You like what you saw when you gave up 124 points to a team who had not won a road game until they rolled into your building. You liked what you saw. So I don't believe that. I don't believe what he said. There's nothing to see that I like. I mean, you can't fall off the floor. So if you stand up, I guess that's enough to say, well, there's improvement, but that's not achievement. That's just activity. So if we take that away, let's look at it this way. If the defense is so confoundedly confused, and evidently it is, and I've always been told that Pop's system is difficult to learn.
Yes.
And we had a really great discussion in pre-show about why defenses are so lax, and it goes back to some early coaching that a lot of players aren't getting anymore. But okay, so defense is a matter of what to and understanding the offense, or understanding the principles of the defense we want to run. So let's put that on. This is a brisket. It is hour 3.
Okay.
We haven't lost it yet, but the heat's a little low, and if we don't do something, it's going to get real tough. But
keep opening the pit.
Yeah, let's let this kind of smoke for a little while. Let's come back in an hour or two, or at game 20 or 25, whatever signpost you want. So let's eliminate the defense. Now let's look at what we can affect immediately, and that is Wemby's offense. He's falling ass backwards into 18 and a half a game. I mean, just by being in the building. And he's doing that by catching the ball in places that really aren't the best for him. I know he thinks he's a guard. In his mind, he is a two-door coupe in a pickup world. You know what I mean? He wants to dribble. He wants to drop dimes. He wants to look like Kevin Durant. And eventually he will. But right now, when it's just about getting your feet wet, he's catching the ball too high up. He's starting his offense too far away from the rim. And what's that turning into? Turnovers, either dribbling, bad passes, or passes that he's kicking away and never getting back.
So whose fault is that then?
That is his fault. It's not Sohan's fault. It's not he has to be the star even though he's only 19. He's shooting 66% at the rim. Show him a shot chart, dude. You want to be a superstar? This is where you go. Get in the paint, put your hands up, move around and demand the freaking ball and call your guys out when you don't get it because you're the man we've been waiting on and everybody's standing around trying to figure out where to go and we're going to have to get it from you. And this is hard and it's an awful lesson I have to deal with at 19, but guess what? LeBron did it and Shaq did it and Steph did it. Everybody came out and had to learn. Guess what? You're a star and you're going to have to be a magnet. You're going to take away some spotlight from other dudes. That's part of your job.
So is it his fault that they're throwing line drive passes at him in the post? Is it his fault that they can't get the entry pass to him?
Available? Yes, it is his fault. You are the star of this team. It becomes your fault. Whether it is initially your fault or at the end of the play your fault, at the end of the day, we are going to blame you. He's so young right now. He thinks, I want to be part of this team. He's going to realize really quickly when the honeymoon is over, when the losses start piling up, it ain't going to be, let's talk to Keldon. Why aren't you trying hard? Let's talk to Devin. Why aren't you hitting shots? It's where's Victor and why are we losing? We're not there yet. We're still being nice to him. But eventually he's going to realize I better get myself involved. I better demand it because I'm the one that's going to catch the arrows.
Now
I'm going to catch the bullets.
I do believe
he's going to have to learn it.
He has to demand it.
Yes.
But that is part of him trying to fit in right now with his new team, being the new guy and not wanting to take the shine. I understand all of that. But at the same time, I don't understand how Pop doesn't have called plays for him early in the game. Why does it take to the fourth quarter when you're down 20 for him to have to assert himself to finally get the ball and make plays with it? Why are plays not being drawn up for him early to get him into a rhythm or momentum?
Yes.
Why is it only when Trey Jones is on the floor that he has any sort of offensive success or find the ball?
Well, I wouldn't discount that. It's not only when he's on the floor. It's not. He's had offensive success with both and with neither. I mean, it is at the end of the day, he is the common denominator. And as a 19-year-old kid who wants to be LeBron and drop dimes and help guys out and would be just as happy with 10 assists as he would with 30 points, that attitude has to be put on a shelf. We love the fact that you're a giving individual. And at the end of the day, you will be LeBron and you will have plenty of opportunities to kick it to the corner and let somebody hit a three. It's going to come. But right now, it is Pop's job to teach him to be a superstar because this umbrella, this Kevlar protective coat that we want to put around him is going to work for a while. We're not going to blame him for everything, but that time's going to change. And the more we lose at 9, 10, 11, 12, we're going to start looking at you, Wemby, and calling you a bust, a failure, a failure to launch, an overhyped sensation that would never seen any competition. And the moment he saw it, he wilted. That's where we're headed. And because every time I turn on ESPN, because every time I turn on an NBA promo, I'm seeing his face, the rest of the country's starting to go, what's wrong down there? He ain't anything.
Well,
it's coming, man.
He's playing like 26 minutes, too.
Another problem. Well,
exactly.
You're 19. So the socials, when you read across the country, it's kind of a back snicker. Like, you added 7-5 and your defense got worse. It's starting to grab hold, man. And Pop better grab his soon-to-be superstar and say, look, it's about to get really difficult unless you grab the bull by the horns and take this team over.
But that's why I don't put this on Wemby. This is on Pop. Pop has to do things to get Wemby involved. Pop knows Wemby's mentality. Pop knows his temperament, that he's not going to be a give me the ball and get out of my way kind of guy, at least in year one.
You know what?
But he's got to do something to make him understand either A, you need to command the ball, or B, let his team know that the ball in places. This is on Pop, and I'm seeing a lack of coaching or emotion or anything from Pop. He told us yesterday he was happy with the 25-point beatdown.
Do you believe that? Do you, in your heart of hearts, believe that he walked it? No, you don't believe that.
No, show me something then, because I'm not even seeing
I think he's trying to find something to get these kids going. I think he's tried the hook. He's tried the carrot. He's tried the whip. He's tried everything.
I don't think he's tried the whip.
Well, I think
we've
that might be
seen the
next.
whip.
You don't walk out after losing at home by 25 points and say, I saw a lot of good things out there. You don't say that. That is a bald-faced lie. So when he comes out and says that, I know for a fact he doesn't believe it.
I've seen him come out and he's dropped the soft word on more than one occasion on way different teams than this. And I have yet to hear him call this team soft. I have yet to see him take all 5 starters off the court and park them on the bench for a quarter to prove a point or make a statement. He has done none of these things with this team, which leads me to wonder, what are you doing?
I'm not that far with him yet. He hasn't lost his touch, but there is some work that needs to be done, and it starts with his superstar. That's what we do every day at 7. We call it the Silver and Black at 7. You get no more deeper Spurs coverage than a couple of lifers. Hey, we're going to continue talking Spurs coverage all day long, as the game tonight does matter. How are they going to slow down that force-fed offense that includes a big beard and a bunch of jumping guys? And we're going to talk about Westbrook coming off the bench. Is that going to maintain? Cowboys taking on a Commander team that can sling it. Is this Deron Bland's kind of a game? Let's talk some Dallas Cowboys just around the corner as the Cowboys get busy tomorrow live right here on San Antonio Sports Star. We're your home for the Cowboys, and we're going to prove it next. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday morning at 10, it's the Aggies and LSU.
Going for Moose, he's got him! That is a touchdown! Aggies!
Aggies, Tigers, Saturday morning at 10. Presented by Ewall Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, The Angry Elephant, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you've got some big jobs on your property to tackle this year, you might just need to get yourself a tractor, but not just any tractor. You know it's got to be dependable. It's got to be rugged and built to stand the tough terrain. And one name stands way above the rest, and that's Kubota. John Ewald has geared up no matter what the season. If you need a tractor, the Kubota LX gives you everything, and I mean everything you need to be comfortable. Air conditioner, heated cab, and a large open station platform. You have to stop in for a demo. The salesman or service crew at any of their 11 locations is going to be happy to help you out. Don't forget, mowing is year-round. We've been getting rain, so go get yourself that Kubota Zero Turn. Let the mower do the work. It's got speed, it's got agility, and the quality and performance are top-notch. Just go see the gang at Ewall Kubota or visit ewallkubota.com for more information. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill countries of Texas, Ewall Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are happening right now at Diamonds Direct. The last and largest store-wide sale of the year is in full swing with an extra 20% off virtually everything. That's in addition to Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable price. Check out our expanded selection. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets. Get the year's best price and ask about special financing too. Engagement rings, designer jewelry, diamond classics, all on sale. Get all the details and special holiday hours now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
It's that time of year when the nights are cold and the days are warm. Is your heating system ready? Don't worry, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help. Sign up for their Essential Home Care Plan, and as a member, their technicians will repair or tune up your equipment, and you pay nothing at time of service. Right now, Airtron will also provide you with a same-day estimate for your new furnace and AC and install the next day guaranteed. Plus, you can save up to $2,500 on a new system made by Carrier under the Airtron. Call today for same-day estimates and next-day installations. Visit airtron.com.
Tease the season at Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the Titleist T-Series irons, which combine exceptional feel, more consistency, and precise control. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. There's always gift cards in any amount for the special golfer you're shopping for. Edwin Watts Golf Shops is home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at worldwidegolf.com.
You promised.
I took the garbage out.
No, I'm talking about all the work we need to get done around here.
I know. We need a new roof and we need replacement windows.
How about a new bathroom and some overdue remodeling?
And how are we supposed to pay for all that?
My sister said she called Remodeling Loans and they were able to find her certified contractors.
That's great. And how'd she get the money to pay for all that?
Remodeling Loans offered 0 interest for 60 months. They even have payment plans with 0 down and 0 deposit.
Looks like we're getting a home makeover.
Great. Now, if I only knew someone to call for a husband makeover.
Really?
Remodeling Loans is the #1 leader in home improvement financing. Call 800-921-1403 today for a no credit check, no risk approval. Get approved today and we'll match you with the best contractors in your area. And remember, no deposit financing is now available. Call 800-921-1403. 800-921-1403.
Black Friday is now a game day. The Dolphins take on the Jets in the first ever Black Friday NFL game. Stream for free only on Prime. Black Friday football. Dolphins versus Jets. Coverage begins this Friday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Only on Prime. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/watch Black Friday football for details.
If you're like most people, you've had your fair share of financial questions. Questions like, can I afford my son's travel hockey team? What if my daughter doesn't get that soccer scholarship? Will I be able to enjoy golf in retirement? At Empower, we know these questions can be stressful. We're here to help answer your what ifs and empower what's next. Join 18 million Americans and take control of your financial future. Start today at empower.com. Sponsored by Empower Personal Wealth.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 7 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
I'm all about winning. So when it has to do with winning, then it's part of our operation, our messaging, and our outlook.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I got your picture, I'm coming with you, dear Maria, count me in. There's a story at the bottom of this box.
SAS Sport Star is your home for the Dallas Cowboys. Let us prove it to you yet again tomorrow as we have total coverage for you. Kick will be right about 3, but we get going early. Going to be a busy one tomorrow. We got start the day at about 10:30 with your Fighting Texas Aggie basketball game. We'll be playing Penn State. We've also got all-day football coverage on our lovely channel for all the football you can handle.
By the way,
Cowboys get going early.
By the way, congratulations to Henry Coleman, fighting Texas A&M Aggie, SEC Player of the Week.
And he's not even Boots Radford might be a better guard on that team. Aggie basketball, we're a basketball school up there.
Hey,
We don't even have a head coach in football.
Y'all are up to 12th.
We're going to talk about that in about 1 hour at 8:30. We will have our Gridiron Showdown. We're discussing the Aggie football coaching sequence that will involve today Kylan DeBoers, head coach at Washington, now the number 4 ranked team in the country and possible Heisman Trophy coach of Michael Penix.
Get a money whip him.
And the cowboy, the shy poke, Mike Gundy. We're going to talk about that in 1 hour at 8:30. In the meantime, Cowboys go off tomorrow against a good offense. I don't think as the Commanders have gone through this year, Sam Howell has been a very quiet surprise. He is an NFL starting quarterback. He's better than Pickett up in Pittsburgh. I can name 4 or 5 NFL quarterbacks that he's better than. And I'll tell you something, that falls directly in the lap of Eric Bieniemy. That's a team that can pass the ball, that is offensively above the pack. They're better than average. The defense sucks, but they're offensively, they threw the ball as good against Philadelphia as any team has all season long. They've got a host of running backs. They got 2 backs that are worth it.
Brian Robinson is a just consistent
This is not a walkover. Now, it is at home on Thanksgiving, and the Cowboys get the benefit because they're used to this. But as far as trap games go, if this was any other Thursday or any other game day than Thursday, I would be much more concerned about the game. Is it one that I expect that to be close? Not really, but the potential for a Redskin-Cowboy close game on Thanksgiving is higher than most games. How much do you give Bieniemy and this offense credit?
Oh, I give him a ton of credit because look what they're doing with Sam Howell, who was an afterthought of a quarterback that was not only in the draft, but by them in their own measure. They didn't even give him a chance until against the Cowboys last year in week 18.
Well, Bieniemy came in and I think immediately realized who his starter should be. That's why Heineke is in Atlanta now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Deron Bland certainly is playing into the game plan coming up this week because while Howell has been effective, he's in the top 5. And is he the number 1 passer in the league right now?
Howell? He's number 1, I believe.
He's got numbers to justify a little bit of concern, but what they're good at, it lands right in the backyard.
Him and CJ Stroud, I believe.
Which that's its own topic.
Is Howell's leads the league in passing yards with 3,038. CJ Stroud's in second with 2,962. Tua Tagovailoa third, 2,934.
Where do you put Sam Howell on your ranking of quarterbacks? Is he a good quarterback that could be great?
Yeah, I mean he's at the bottom end of, he's down where you would think Stafford or anybody else would be, in the middle of the pack, right there, dead smack in the middle, 15, 16, 17, whatever it may be, fighting to break his way into the, top 15 to 10 to 15.
I don't know if he's going to be a great quarterback, but he's an NFL starting quarterback. He's got a good arm. I think he's a leader. He's tough as all get out. I think he's one of those guys you don't see make the same mistake twice.
It's hard.
It's all Bieniemy, man.
It's hard, though, to say, I mean, I don't know if he's ever going to be a star, but he's an NFL quarterback. But that's what I just said. You know, he's like somewhere in the middle because he's a guy that's going to be probably replaced throughout his career a couple of times and find another starting gig somewhere else because everybody's looking for greatness. And like I constantly keep telling Cowboy fans, be careful throwing Dak Prescott out the door because there is a dearth of quarterbacks in the NFL.
Looking at the line, it's at 11. They're coming off. They lost to the Giants. They're an 11-point dog on the road. If you're playing the line, if you're one of those guys, I'm not saying bet the rent, but the Cowboys going to cover 11 points. I'm not saying bet the rent, but maybe baby needs some new shoes come Friday.
Is there something, though, about A, playing on a short week, and B, the fact that it's a division opponent?
I think that there is enough of a concern because it's a conference. I mean, it's a conference and division game, and it is the Commanders. Well, it is the Redskins. At the end of the day, there is some deep-seated hatred, and one of the things we know about Coach McCarthy is he is great about coaching lineage. He understands the history plays a role with Cowboys, and he's good at indoctrinating his players into the divisional rivalries that were. And while the Commanders are a distant fourth on the list, for a long time they were number one. Show some highlights of some Riggins games and some Theismann games and some Doug Williams games. And there's enough hatred out there still lingering for those longtime Cowboy fans to get up. And I think McCarthy does a good job of that. And I think the Redskins, the Commanders, whatever team they want to bring in and act like, are going to do the same thing about the Cowboys. It's a rivalry game. And I don't, some of the greatest Cowboy games in history came on Thanksgiving Day against those hated Commanders, or back then, of course, the Redskins.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to cover 11. They're going to cover 11. And this is one of those games, judging by what we saw last week, I have a feeling they're going to lay on the ground game. I think this running game's finally coming into a place where it will no longer be a concern. They're not 150 yard a game running team, but they are 100 combined.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're going to stress that because the offensive line is playing as good now as this group of five has ever played.
And can we stop with where's the run game? Where's Tony Pollard? Why is he not getting 25 touches? Can we just appreciate what the Cowboys are doing offensively for what it is? Because they have found a way to utilize their best weapon, which is CeeDee Lamb, which opens up everything else.
So they finally admitted who they are. I mean,
Yes.
they kept telling us we're a running team. We all said, no, you're not. You're not. You want to be, but you're not. And they finally realized, no, we're not. And the running game started to be a little bit more successful because CD is now setting up the run.
Yes.
When they were trying to go ass backwards the wrong way, give McCarthy and Shoddy some credit.
No,
At least they
I
figured it out.
am.
You know
but
what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Can we stop asking the questions to McCarthy, like, how are we going to get the run game fixed? What are we going to do to fix? No, they know who they are now, and they've adapted to it. And I think there's some credit that goes there.
As far as the practice report goes, the CeeDee Lamb did come into the game with a bit of an ankle issue. I think he did practice yesterday. I'm looking for the practice report right now. Jaron Kearse
Even if
and
he
Rico
didn't, he
Dowdle,
said yesterday he's going to play.
Yeah, we do expect him. Jaron and Rico did not practice yesterday.
I don't put any, because here's the thing. If they're dealing with any sort of ailment because of the short week, nobody's going to see the practice.
Oh, absolutely. List is
they're
long.
holding them back until Thursday.
Gallup didn't practice. It was personal reason. Hendershot with the ankle was full participant yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Jaron Kearse did not. CD was full, though he is dealing with an ankle. Odigizua was a full, though he is dealing with a hamstring. Tyron Smith never practices and will never practice again. Terrence Steele still dealing with that ankle. He was
But
limited
that's what
Monday.
we want, right?
No,
we don't want Tyron Smith on the practice
Can we
field ever
give the
again.
man some flowers? I know we've been trying to for the last 2 weeks,
He
but the
played great.
fact is, for 2 consecutive games, I don't think anybody's even gotten a whiff of a quarterback. I mean, for 2 consecutive games, he's looked like the
And by
Tyron
the
of
way,
6 years ago.
we've destroyed him over the last few weeks. Can we give Terrence Steele his flowers too? Because he has played better over the last few weeks. I get the opponent and the level, but part of it is confidence, and I think he's starting to get some of that confidence back, playing these lesser teams and playing better against them.
When was the last time Dak actually finished a game? 2 weeks?
Probably won't finish another one until
I don't foresee him finishing
next Thursday.
If things go as planned, I think that we're getting real close to seeing some third string quarterback.
I don't.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. Because you have
I
to
want to pay real close attention to their active lists on
Yeah,
Thursday.
yeah. That's why I'm saying it, because I don't think they want to give up that roster spot for
Right.
whatever reason. And that means that the only way he gets in is through injury, being the emergency quarterback.
And I would like to think that while I don't want to cause any undue controversy where it needs to be seen, I think the Cowboy fan would like to see him out on the field.
Oh, I'd
like to see him get a snap or two, and I think McCarthy understands that. And that's why we pay close attention to this injury list, because one down lineman means we're going to have an active lineman that would preclude. So a clean slate, I think we might see an active young quarterback.
Is this, and I want to be careful because it's in the grand scheme of things, it's irrelevant, right? But if Trey Lance doesn't see the field at all this year,
That's best case scenario.
No. I'm talking about in any scenario. Like blowouts, anything. Is the trade a failure? You gave up a 4th rounder.
No, it's not a failure. This trade will, if we won't be able to judge this trade for 3 years. If the plan is as it appears, they're going to extend Dak for another 3 years. They're going to find a way to hold on to him to extend the money, and they're going to give whoever it is. I don't know. It could be Lance. It could be a guy who's currently a freshman in college. They're going to give another guy a chance to show up. And take the gig.
That's what I'm saying, because Lance is going into his 5th-year option, which is obviously going to be declined. If you don't see him, what did you trade a 4th-round pick for? Because if I'm Lance, I'm going to a place where I can possibly get a shot.
He's not going to get a shot anytime soon.
He's getting a shot with someone.
I don't think so, man.
No, he's cheap, but he's a cheap flyer for somebody looking for a quarterback. And we know there are at least 6 teams in the NFL right now that could look for an upgraded quarterback in some way, shape, or form.
He's already on the failure side of the list. He's already there.
I'm aware, but he's the 3rd overall pick. He's going to get another shot. He's only gotten 4 starts.
He'll be a Cowboy for the next 3 years. He's going to sign with the Cowboys. You don't make a deal and trade away your future draft capital without full plans of keeping the cat. And everything we've heard is he has progressed to the level that they're comfortable with signing him. He will be the backup quarterback next year. I have no question in my mind.
Then his agent's not doing him any favors.
Why? He's got a nice, comfortable place to grow. He's going to get a nice little bump, and he'll have the safety of playing on the Cowboys and not even needed to be seen for a bit.
Sure.
The worst case for him is to go back and try to win a job.
What you're doing, though, if you're his agent, you're trying to maximize his value, right?
Well,
the best way for him to get value is for somebody that's a quarterback needy team overpaying him.
For the short term, or I can get you in the league for 10 years. That's his due diligence, and his effectiveness is in long-term success, not short-term bonus. I think that he's a Cowboy for 3 years, man. He is not going to go anywhere. The Cowboys didn't trade that capital with the intent of, well, if it doesn't work out, we'll let him go. He will sign a deal, his second deal with the Cowboys with a proper bump, and he'll be here for the next couple of years, and he will be the backup next year. I'd like to see him in the next couple of weeks. We're not going to see him anytime after that. We'll see how far he's gone. What do you guys think? You ready to see that? 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Give us a call. Let us know what your Thanksgiving is going to look like. You kick off on time. Do you eat while the game is on? Do you kick it too? And I say the Cowboy game. There are 3 NFL games tomorrow, and not even talking about the college games that are on the docket. Let's look forward coming back on all the games as they are spread out like a thin layer of mayonnaise on that beautiful turkey sandwich you're going to have Saturday morning getting ready for college football. College, pro, and basketball. The menu is deep and long. We're going to cover all that and look forward to a fine Thanksgiving Day and some road trip tips as you hit the road. We'll give you some places to stop. You ever had a kolache?
Uh-oh.
Maybe you're headed up 35. We'll be right back. This is R&R. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, as you sit comfortably headed toward a full and exciting Thanksgiving meal, for those of us that are on a weight loss program, Thanksgiving can seem rather daunting, right? It's going to be a lot of calories over the next couple of weeks. You know, you can head that off at the pass. Dr. Torres, Jacob Torres over at the Institute for Functional Health. I was over there yesterday for my weekly checkup. Thanksgiving isn't a worry for us. We understand that there are times when you're going to go take in some calories. We understand. Dr. Torres gets it. I mean, he's going to have some turkey too. But the thing about Dr. Torres and the Institute for Functional Health is the long-term goal. It's not a short-term fad diet process. It's not doing something that you're going to drop some weight for one evening and have more on in a month than you began with just previously. This is a long-term successful program that works for so many people because we begin to understand the role food plays in our lives. Whether you're a foodie or you just eat for the engineer or the energy it brings you, we all are trying to lose some weight one way or another. And Dr. Torres understands that there is science to it and there is art to it. The science is caloric intake. The art is how does your body take it and what is your body like? And that's why he's been so successful with so many people. They're all chasing the same thing, but we're all different. We've made different decisions. Our genetics are different. Our chemistry is different. And that plays a role. Dr. Torres puts it all together into a program that you can live with for a long time. Heck, I've been with him for 6 years now. Down almost 70 pounds. I'm getting closer. You need that? You need to find out for yourself. I want you to call Dr. Torres. Find out so much more than I can offer you because I'm just a recipient of his knowledge. He's got it all. Give him a call today. The number's 210-468-1891. I'll say it again, 210-468-1891. The website's iffhealth.com. A great template, but you're not going to know till you call. Listen to me. If it's time to lose weight, if you have resolved that 2024 is going to be the healthiest year of your life, it's time to start. Call Dr. Torres, the Institute for Functional Health. Change your life. And I know you're going to thank me later.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Gobble, gobble. It's a Thanksgiving tradition. The Cowboys collide with the Commanders in an NFC East battle at 2:30.
Micah Parsons is on the ball.
And he's still alive.
He's still running to the goal line.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Lab-grown diamond wholesale prices have crashed. Huge factories in China and India have flooded the market with tens of millions of carats of lab-grown diamonds. They are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away for free with purchase. Many companies sell 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for a few $100s. But some jewelers are still selling lab diamonds for thousands of dollars. Pawn shops and jewelry stores have instruments that detect lab-grown diamonds in seconds. And just like CZs, they are very cheap to produce, and after purchase, they have no monetary value at all. America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our customers that wholesale prices would fall to almost nothing. Now they are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away, and wholesale prices continue to fall. America's Diamond only offers traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have real value. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
Over the past decade, the Roof Hub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the UFC fights. And when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Celebrating 10 years in business, the Roof Hub is next to the Angry Elephant there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Smoker's Paradise is fully stocked with everything you need for your smoking needs under one roof. Shop the Smoker's Paradise Black Friday specials all day this Friday. All Smoker's Paradise stores are 25% off all day, excluding tobacco products. Visit smokersparadise.com for a location near you.
Black Friday is now a game day. The Dolphins take on the Jets in the first ever Black Friday NFL game. Stream for free only on Prime. Black Friday football. Dolphins versus Jets. Coverage begins this Friday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Only on Prime. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/watch Black Friday football for details.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January, because mulch. We're cutting prices on hand and power tools, heaters, and pressure washers this holiday season. Save in store or at northerntool.com.
Now is the best time to buy a Contico water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Contico at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
SA Card House, located at 281 in Bitters, is the premier card house in San Antonio, and it's about that time for the 154K Thanksgiving giveaway going on right now through November 29th. We're giving away 154K, 17 hot seats drawn per day, every single hour from 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. Now check this out for your members. For the members who have more than 80 hours of playing time during the promotion period, they're going to receive a multiplier. That's right, the multiplier bonus, 80 to 99 hours, 2 times the prize amount, 100 to 224 hours, 3 times, and anything over 225 hours, you're going to get 4 times the prize amount. So what does that mean? You know our slogan at SA Card House. You have to play to get the pay. Check it all out at www.sacardhouse.com. That's 13400 San Pedro Avenue, San Antonio, Texas. Call them up, 474-0023. That's SA Card House at Bitters in 281.
Check out the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
If you're San Antonio, there are benefits that come along with it. I will cut you the front of the line. We're going to hike the return.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sweet potatoes or yams? They're the same thing, right? Why do sweet potatoes and yams taste just like pumpkin?
That they don't.
Can you tell the difference between a sweet potato pie and a pumpkin pie? I can't. I cannot tell the difference.
I can't stand pumpkin pie. Pumpkin and pecan pie.
You can't stand pumpkin, but you can eat a sweet potato or a...
Yeah.
You can tell the difference. See, I cannot tell the difference. Now, we have a whole other issue with pecan. Notice I said pecan. You don't like pecan pie?
I don't like pecan pie.
Let's slap one of those polls up real quick. 656-3776.
Oh, I'm aware I'm in the minority.
No, you might not be. I'm curious because I like them all. There's not a pie out there that I don't like. Apple is probably my least favorite. Anything you have to try to improve with a piece of cheese, that's just not a good idea.
Buttermilk's my favorite pie.
Buttermilk, I'm down.
Is that the one you made?
No, I made a turducken. No, I made a pie caken.
That was
about 5 years ago. You know, the premise was anybody who's ever had a turducken, which is a turkey that has been filleted open
with the duck.
Then you stick a duck inside of the turkey.
It's an abomination.
And then it's filleted open. And then you stick a chicken inside the duck that's inside the turkey. And you cram a handful of stuffing inside that opening of the chicken, like right in there. You just ram it in there and get it. And then you sew it all up. And then you cook it. John Madden made it famous, the pie cake, the turducken. So that premise, which is quite good if done correctly. Because that dark meat of the duck does tend to add a little bit of flavor to the dry meat of a turkey breast.
Okay.
So it's not a bad thing. It's just kind of, like you said, it's an abomination. It really is a strange thing. But I try to bake a cake inside of a pie.
Was it the cake inside of the pie or the pie inside of the cake?
It was a pie caken. So it was a chocolate cake inside of a cheesecake, which took like 8 hours of effort and measuring. It took 3 ovens for one thing.
I remember you weren't happy.
There were 150 ingredients and like 5 pans, and there was 3 blenders, and I needed 2 assistants to sift and soothe and do all this stuff. And when it was all done, it's just a regular old cheesecake. 9 hours of effort, all this work. It was beautiful. And when you cut into it, it was something to see. It was a sight to behold. But at the end of the day, it's just a regular old cheesecake. All that effort, all that work.
All for naught.
When you get your first Thanksgiving plate, because you go through either you got the buffet line. Are you a buffet line type or is it a giant table?
It's a table.
We have a giant table, so things get passed around. But you got to get your meat first. You go get your plate, and the meat is in another part, like in the kitchen or on a cupboard or one of those things in the dining room where you can serve yourself. And then you sit down, and we pass all the other stuff. But there's a design on your plate because you want to get it all so you don't have to wait for it because it might not come back. Do you segment? Like, is your sweet potatoes far away? Can your sweet stuff touch anything that's savory?
Sure.
Not me.
I mean,
there needs to be a clear dividing line.
It's not, but like you can't help but some run-in at some point.
Ruins the plate. See, I hate that. I'm almost OCD when it comes to that. I don't want any runoff. I want no melding of foods. I will decide which goes together because there's some things that do go together quite well, but I don't want the leakage.
That just means you leave space on your plate.
Well, no, it's all about design. So you create walls with solid foods. Like mashed potatoes are a great barrier for anything that's...
But that's the run-in. That's what I mean by there's run-in. There's run-in somewhere.
Yeah, but
there has to be.
You're right. But the mashed potatoes, even if that little edge gets a little bit of the cranberry sauce juice...
That's what I'm talking about.
Then you don't have to eat that. But it's not going to run all the way in to my green bean casserole.
No. Which, by the way, green bean casserole can just go away forever.
Now, Rudy and I had this discussion yesterday. You know why green bean casserole still exists?
Yes, I heard it. We played it on the Blitz.
It's true.
We made fun of Joe.
It's true.
Because Joe's the green bean casserole guy.
You're the green bean casserole guy. That just tells everybody you can't cook. I want to help. Okay, you get the green bean casserole. You need a can of green beans, some cream of mushroom soup, and some onion stuff. Throw it all together and put it in the oven. How can you ruin it? And if you do ruin it, we're not going to miss it anyway.
Exactly.
So that's why that still exists.
If I'm not going to miss it, I don't need it.
Right.
there.
So you can bring the green bean casserole. If you've been assigned that, you can't cook.
But that's what I mean by I don't need it there.
Right.
Because I don't miss it. I won't miss it, I don't want it on my plate.
Let's not kid ourselves. It's quite good.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's
It is
not.
good.
It's not.
You don't like those little onion crispy things on the top? Is that how y'all do it? Because that's how we do it.
That's how everybody does
Good.
it.
That's delicious. I always wondered why I can't just buy the onion things and just eat them out of the can.
You can.
I don't think it's socially acceptable.
Yes, it is.
If you saw a dude,
that's basically a Funyun.
see, no, it should be. Like, what would you do if you saw a dude just walking around with a bag of bacon bits? That's a little weird, right?
I've done it.
Of course you've done it. Of course you've done
Bacon bits are amazing.
Hey, you got your tickets? You ready to go see the Spurs playing? Is tonight a tournament game?
I don't know.
Are we going to wear brown?
They might.
It's just Tuesday and Friday.
It's only Tuesdays and Fridays, so this is not a tournament game tonight.
They're not even in the same group as the Clippers.
But they may have their tournament court and jersey on.
Because the last game we played wasn't a tournament game, and we came adorned in dirt brown.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Saturday morning at 10, it's the Aggies and LSU.
Going for Moose. He's got him. That is a touchdown. Aggies.
Tigers. Saturday morning at 10. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, The Angry Elephant, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
If you've got some big jobs on your property to tackle this year, you might just need to get yourself a tractor, but not just any tractor. You know it's got to be dependable. It's got to be rugged and built to stand the tough terrain. And one name stands way above the rest, and that's Kubota. John Ewald has geared up no matter what the season. If you need a tractor, the Kubota LX gives you everything, and I mean everything you need to be comfortable. Air conditioner, heated cab, and a large open station platform. You have to stop in for a demo. The salesman or service crew at any of their 11 locations is going to be happy to help you out. Don't forget, mowing is year-round. We've been getting rain, so go get yourself that Kubota Zero Turn. Let the mower do the work. It's got speed, it's got agility, and the quality and performance are top-notch. Just go see the gang at Ewald Kubota or visit ewaldkubota.com for more information. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill countries of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Big games, big concerts, big events. Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Any city, any event. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, and events from San Antonio to Las Vegas. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
You know, this summer was hot and it was dry, and you can only imagine what that Texas weather has done to your roof. Stevens Roofing is your family-owned local roofing company. Now that fall is here, it's time to call Stevens Roofing for a free roof inspection because you want to make sure your roof is ready for the season ahead. Schedule online at stevensroofing.net or give them a call at 210-785-0994. 210-785-0994.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem. And it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Orasti. At Orasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Orasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Orasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Orasti, we fix pain fast.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Aggies. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Shake up in the college football playoff last night as the top four changed yet again. This week, Georgia's won, followed by Ohio State and Michigan, but the shakeup is at number 4, where Washington replaces Florida State. In the NBA, the Spurs are looking to snap that 9-game losing streak as they face the team they faced on Monday, in which they fell 124-99. The Clippers again, once again, here at the Frost Bank Center. Tip-offs at 7.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 100% satisfaction guarantee.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up.
Oh, wake me up,
wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left-hand slam.
I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
We do each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We've killed the MLB hustle player bobblehead.
My goodness, what did you do? Marcus Simeon, R.I.P.
For those of you, and this is exclusively for those of you on our YouTube feed.
Subscribe,
if you
please.
want to see what I'm showing you.
SAS Sport Star.
And I'm not going to, my job is to paint pictures with words. I'm not painting a picture here. This was tragic right here.
You
I'm
decapitated Marcus Simeon.
You're giving it away. If you want to see it, you're going to have to subscribe to our YouTube channel because Mr. Simeon has had better days. And the sad news is this is a pretty righteous bobblehead. They're wearing their Chicago no socks uniform as Mr. Simeon fell off of his perch yesterday, and we have decapitated his head has been decapitated from his body. This hour we're talking college football. Here in about 30 minutes, we're going to look up and down the college football world.
Award winner.
What's it called?
The Heart and Hustle Award winner.
He's a heart and hustler. We're going to talk some college football. For those Aggie fans, we are debating the merits of two coaches that are really high up in the rankings, one more than others, as far as the Aggies search. One is the head coach of the Washington football Huskies, Kalen DeBoer, which is a very South African name when I see DeBoer. And then the other would be Mike Gundy. He of former mullet fame and current Oklahoma State football head coach. They beat OU. this year. They kicked them right out of the Big 12. First and foremost, we do it at the top of every hour. That's discussing the imminent failure or the ultimate success of Victor Wembanyama. It is time for the top of the hours. We talk NBA, specifically the Spurs. That's what we do. Tonight, we get the Clippers again, try to come back off the schneid, 9 consecutive losses. They're going to try to play, I believe, on their regular court in their regular uniform, so they feel a little bit more comfortable. Won't be that disconcerting brown warm-up jacket that they're going to run out with.
You know what? At this point, I don't care what you wear. I don't care about anything. Spurs, you got to win me back.
Pull up the schedule.
I am tired of this.
I think, Edwin, when you get a second, we pull up our upcoming schedule.
And it's right here. It's right next to you.
Dude,
you can't read it?
That's like on a micro dot.
Do you want your glasses?
This could be,
You've got glasses over here.
Even with glasses, this is silly. I don't know what. I know that Joe went and got his retinas all
so they got the
Clippers.
Clippers. They got the Clippers Wednesday. Friday in the in-season tournament, they're playing the Warriors. Sunday they've got Denver. Thursday they've got Atlanta. Friday they got New Orleans. That's December the 1st. If
they don't get it tonight, they ain't gonna win until next week. If they don't get it tonight, we're looking at a 13, maybe 14 game losing streak.
Then they got Houston, Lakers, New Orleans again, Milwaukee, Chicago. So December 27th?
I think
Chicago, is that the most winnable game they have in the
I mean, we have to be realistic here that this is by design.
Is it? They're bad, Rob.
Yes, they're bad. But when we're looking at a team that he has now painted himself into,
I saw design last year.
I think we need to reevaluate here. This is by design. I don't know how it's by design because you have to work hard to be this bad. You have to legitimately effort to be, what are we, 29th in defense? There is a team worse.
2 teams worse.
We're 28th in defense. You have to work at that. That just doesn't
Wizards
come natural.
and Pacers are worse.
Well, the Pacers at the least are
they're number one in scoring.
One.
They're number one in scoring, last in defense.
So
they are the polar opposite. They are the legitimate polar opposite ends of one another.
And what's their record?
The Pacers?
They're winning games.
They are.
Last night they were
scoring 150
They were involved
a game.
in the highest scoring 4-quarter basketball game since 1997.
They're 8-5.
They're 8-5. And it is offense that is driving them, not defense. It's offense that is driving. It's not defense.
The Spurs couldn't break 100 last time they played the Clippers.
And I think when we look at what the Spurs are, I am going to write off defense. I have decided.
Well,
that
then get Wemby involved.
Well, okay, exactly. I have decided that defensively we are going to be in a track meet every night, and it's by design. Pop does not want this team to be playing defense for 15 seconds. For whatever reason, they're not capable of it, and they don't want to do it. But if you don't want to do it, which I think there's some argument about that, you just don't want to.
That's fine.
You better defensive rebound, you better block out, and you better fast break. And you know what that does? That does a couple things for you. Wemby is shooting 66% in the paint. And these are not layups. Most of them are. But if you can get moving, you can get them out there, then you can live with a 3 or 2. But if you can use those long legs down the court, the offense will feed the defense. The offense will feed it if you decide to go that way. And I think the reason that we have continued to see Sohan stay out there is not because of his point guard ability. It's it's a work in progress we're going to continue to hear. It is his ability, along with everybody else on that court, to grab and go for fast break basketball. The one thing Jeremy will do and does better than any other point guard when he puts his mind to it is he's 6'10" and can go get a rebound. Wemby does not crash the boards. Sohan has to. Wemby does not crash the boards. Sohan has to. That's why he's playing. And it just happens to be he's probably a pretty decent dribbler. So guess what? You get to be a point guard in name, if not in activity. This team needs to focus. If we're not going to play, if we're giving up 124 a night, no matter what we do, we better aim at 120 offense. We better aim at whatever possessions, and they've got the numbers that show we need X amount of shots. That's where we focus. We've got to turn into an ABA basketball team if we're going to have any fun at all.
That's fine. But they're equally as bad at that as they are at defense.
But defense is a different thing. I can't quantify what I'm seeing.
On
because
the offensive side of the ball, they're struggling equally as bad as they are on the defensive side of the ball.
Run, 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 run. If there is nobody in front of you, dribble. If there's somebody, throw it forward. Run. That's the only answer to this team. You're the youngest team in basketball. Run. Run. And if that'll keep you in it, and then you can kind of focus on your defense and shot selection later. This is the nightmare of building a team, because the right thing to do would be to lock this team down and put them in a pattern that will, one, lose a whole bunch of games in a row, because the game itself be damned. It's a glorified practice. That's what should be done right now. But we can't live with that, because right now we're losing, and I don't see any incremental growth.
No.
Pop can tell us he's liking what he's seeing. I don't know what he's looking at.
None of us do. How can we?
But I have
and he's
to
not
go
telling
by.
us.
But this is not a fire Pop thing. This is not the game has passed him by thing. There is obviously a plan in place that includes a game where the defense will at some point mesh. But in the meantime, we're going to give up 125 a night. And if that's the case, I get it. Go for it.
I'm fine with that.
But if you're going to do that, we have got to get your superstar to act like a superstar. Whether by you telling him and everybody else, nothing happens until after Wemby touches the ball in a place to score. Nothing happens. First thing on every play is Wemby gets the ball in a triple threat position, and then we'll figure it out after that. Or nothing happens until Wemby is in the paint. We're going to dribble around till you get in the paint, and if we run out of clock time, we're blaming you, bruh. It's all on you.
I've watched the Spurs go 8 straight possessions
in
which Wemby doesn't touch the ball.
That's criminal. That in itself is the biggest issue here. We can complain about defense. It'll come around. It will. There's enough of a sample size to know that Pop's defense will work if given time.
And trust me, they're not the only ones not playing defense.
But the unforgivable sin is just that this guy who can fall out of bed and go get 19 a night isn't getting 30 a night. 18 because he's there, 12 because we're force feeding him or he's demanding it. One or the other.
One or the other.
So that to me is the crime. We'll figure out defense and block shots and everything else. My goal until Christmas is I want to average 125 a night. I don't care how many shots I got to take. I don't care how many points I give up. I might give up 150, but I'm going to go get 125, knowing this defense will eventually click in. The Nardinal will match the sprocket, and we will have recovery defense and all the things that we're supposed to. It'll just pop in together like a light switch.
It's been a while since I got a Nardinal reference.
But I'm telling you, this is inescapably the most bizarre beginning to the season. If you ask for any basketball mind, anybody, I don't care from the greatest mind you've ever met to my grandmother who happens to see basketball every couple of years, they would have said, Wemby plus this is at least 500 basketball given the teams that we've played. And it's not even close. At what point, James, as Spur fan, do you feel like it is time to legitimately get mad? Like this, what's happening here needs a fix above and beyond player altitude.
Okay. I don't know about as Spurs fan, but I can tell you as a person that covers the Spurs and has gone through last year and was like, yes, I can watch this. I know what's happening. I understand what's going on. There's a reason that Doug McDermott is playing in the fourth quarter late defensively as they blow these leads. Like everything makes sense.
Yeah, log McBucket's minutes in the fourth.
Yeah.
The more minutes means more punt.
Yeah.
I mean,
but that was last year and I understood it. This year I'm not getting those lineups. So watching these leads dissipate the way they have is infuriating. And then on top of that, the one thing that has gotten this entire not just city, but basketball world focused in on the Spurs, you are depriving me of early in ball games. I'm out. Like, as a fan, I'm out already. Like, I'm punting on Spurs basketball because I don't care right now. I don't care because you've taken away the one joy that I had coming into the season, which was watching Wemby. The only time I need to worry about tuning in is the fourth quarter because that's when he's going to go get his points.
My question would be, what if the Spurs were still on a 9-game losing streak? But Victor,
But it was close?
Well, but Victor was getting 25,
I'm in.
12, and 5.
I'm watching.
That would have been enough. Would that be enough as not a Wemby fan, not an NBA fan, but for a Spur fan? Because I would be equally upset. I think my anger would not be any less by Victor
Are
getting
they still
25
losing
and
by
all
30,
that.
or are they close losses?
Well, I'm just saying 0-9 is 0-9. I mean,
It's
it
not.
is. Oh,
It's not.
It is.
This is embarrassing. What's happening now is embarrassing. If they're losing because they don't know how to close out games yet because they're young, I understand that, and I can wait for the growth of that.
Well, it's more than that.
But this is an abject failure on the court.
I think the 25 is by design. I mean, I think that the fourth quarters are by design, some kind of practice quarter. I can't figure that out. I'm more upset with the fact that we've gotten neither. I mean, yeah, we're awful, and Wemby isn't doing anything extra. He's doing what you're falling out of bed getting an 18.5. Any DraftKings line every night is 18.5, 8 and 3. That's basically what they expect every night from a rookie, which is rookie of the year numbers.
Yes.
But the sad thing is, it's exactly where he should have been. I mean, that's what he should be doing. But we see what you should be doing. And if that's what you should be doing, and we know how much better you're going to get, let's start getting better. And we're not the same team. We're worse today than we were a week and a half ago. And that is directly on implementation. Pop's doing something that's screwing everybody up. They're thinking rather than playing. And you have to expect, like I just said, that will pop into gear.
Like I said, it seems like Wemby's points come in the fourth quarter when it feels like Wemby is just playing the game of basketball.
And one last thing with Wemby, specifically in the body type. I don't know what you can logically expect from a body type that's 7'5" and the consecutive minutes that a guy that's built like that can play. I really don't know. I know that when I watch Boban, he is only acceptable. He's only worth about 4.5 minutes. Now, those 4.5 minutes are pretty damn impressive when you look at his numbers per minute. Boban's one of the tops in points and rebounds and everything else in productivity per minute, but there's just not a lot of gas in that tank. And I think Luka's not the best example, but when you look at the bigger posts, they're very good at conserving energies in ways that we don't notice because they're down in the paint, they're leaning on somebody. But when you got a Victor who's dealing with the same wind issues, who's standing out there alone at 7'5", it's very obvious sometimes when he's coasting. And I don't know what the proper fitness level is for a 7'5" guy and how many consecutive minutes of 100% effort I should logically expect. I've never seen anything like this now, but I don't feel like we're there yet. We don't have enough of his wind and his strength yet to really get a picture. But I don't think he's ever going to be a 35-point a night guy. I don't think that's ever going to be
35-point or minute?
Minute night game. I don't think he's ever going to average that. I just don't think his body type will allow it. The Spurs losing streak is utterly brutal. Should we expect more sooner, or can we go ahead and write this season off? That's the question as we head into this weekend.
I've already written it off.
Well, I mean, written off as far as this is strictly about development and wins do not matter at all, which I kind of figured wins were going to matter this year.
And if I did too, but if we're talking about Wemby and his minute distribution, I understand saving him for the fourth quarter if he's only ever going to be a 27-minute-a-night guy. But if he's only going to be a 27-minute-a-night guy, how impactful of a star can he be?
I need a point a minute. He needs to be a point a minute guy.
No. I get that. But how? How do you distribute those minutes to where it's because at this point I see you're saving them for the fourth quarter.
You just described it. He starts in the middle, he sits at the end, and he closes out games. He starts in the middle of starts the first quarter, sits in the middle, starts the second quarter, sits in the middle, all with the plan of playing into the third, deep into the third, long break, and playing the last 8 minutes of the game. That's going to be the schedule. I mean, until he's proven to have those kind of minutes. We know you're on the line, guys. Drew, we know you're there, but we got to take a break and pay for James Pledger's salary. Coming back, we're going to talk.
So it's a 30-second promo?
It's a little short promo, but we got to get it paid. Then coming back, we're going to talk some NFL. But before we do anything, Drew, it's a promise. We're talking to you. This is R&R. You're on 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, it is the day before Thanksgiving, and that means there's a lot to talk about, including the Dallas Cowboys, who will take on the Commanders on Thanksgiving Day. We'll talk to James Slater with the NFL Network all about the Cowboys.
Yeah, well, the Texans have the game of the week, and John McClain will join us today at 3:35. Babel at 4:15 on the Longhorn.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
With Black Friday savings all month long at the Home Depot, you get all the jingle bells and whistles you could wish for with LG appliances. With America's most reliable line of appliances per independent consumer study, you can take holiday doing to holiday done and always be ready to handle last-minute holiday guests. Save up to $900 on select laundry sets with Black Friday savings, including top brands like LG at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Shop Macy's Black Friday specials for amazing deals on gifts they'll love now while supplies last. Like 25% off Nike for him, her, and kids. 75% off fine jewelry. And 10 to 50% off select appliances from Black & Decker, Cuisinart, Instant Pot, and more. Plus, get it faster with store pickup. Now at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply. Please note that stores are closed Thanksgiving Day.
Smoker's Paradise is fully stocked with everything you need for your smoking needs under one roof. Shop the Smoker's Paradise Black Friday specials all day this Friday. All Smoker's Paradise stores are 25% off all day, excluding tobacco products. Visit smokersparadise.com for a location near you.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney, an attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-5407. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-5407. That's 800-575-5407. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are happening right now at Diamonds Direct. The last and largest store-wide sale of the year is in full swing with an extra 20% off virtually everything. That's in addition to Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable price. Check out our expanded selection. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets. Get the year's best price and ask about special financing too. Engagement rings, designer jewelry, diamond classics, all on sale. Get all the details and special holiday hours now at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Nigel, why is there a giant turkey standing on my desk?
That's Harold.
Well, then whisper these words, Nigel. Deep fried. From all of us at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we hope your Thanksgiving is filled with food, family, and fellowship. We couldn't ask for a better community to be a part of. So thank you, and happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 651-5899.
License number M16004, TACLA 000743458.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Reinagle with the Blitz. We've got a jam-packed show, and it all begins with what is the best story in the NFL this season? C.J. Stroud. The General, John McClain, will join us to talk about a big game on Sunday. He'll do that at 3:35. James Slater from the NFL Network will join us at 5 o'clock to talk Commanders and Cowboys. And we got some Texas Longhorns talk as well with Bob Balloon from KI Sports. He'll join us at 4:15. Hey, Rob, I'm going to call you later to talk about the complicated process of making a green bean casserole.
Joe, it ain't that hard. That's why they ask you to do it. Have yourself a happy Thanksgiving, Blitz, as they are going to be in today, and we're all going to be having our fine turkeys. If you're hitting the road, and there's a lot of us,
very long discussion with you about green bean casserole.
Well, for him, he probably requires a long discussion, because if he's been asked to bring the green bean casserole, he's the guy in the group that cannot cook. But if you are hitting the road, make sure you can take us with you, no matter where you might be heading, over the river and through the woods. Grandmother's house might be outside of our radio region, and our region's pretty big. We're going to take you all the way to, heck, I don't know, Luling to the east.
Yeah.
To the south, we'll take you all the way to Corpus, real close. If you head west, Del Rio, we'll cover you all the way. And north, we get in some tall trees radio stations, but we take you all the way to Austin. And if you want to go further than that, make sure we are on your device at SASportsStar.com or on our YouTube channel. Either way, you can take us wherever we go. Now, right now, what we're asking by 10 o'clock, we are seeking, I guess there's still 5. We need 5. We needed 5 coming in to hit a rather significant signpost for us, and a goal that we had set for ourselves.
Milestone.
At the end of the year, we might reach before the end of November. And when that kind of stuff happens, we got care. We got that going for us. They'll ask for more. But do us a favor, go ahead and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel today. And you can take us with you wherever you might go. If you're out of the region, you want to catch up at SASportsStar.com. It's called the Audio Vault. It's brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds, and it is your portal to our sports talk wherever you might be. And while you're there, take a look at the very top of the page. On the top of the page, you're going to see a game that we're playing. It's Gridiron Glory, as we are looking for the next Aggie head coach. And in just a couple of minutes, we're going to run it down. I'm going to give you an idea where the bracket is. Then, Drew, we're going to take your call, talk Spurs. So far, we started out with a competition among 16 potential coaches. We're whittling down those that are most appropriate to us. Those that are standing tall, Bob Stoops took down Glenn Schumann, the defensive coordinator for the Georgia Bulldogs. Urban Meyer took the haircut and good-looking dude Cliff Kingsbury down. Dan Campbell, though probably never be a Aggie fan as that Detroit Lion team continues to win. And Jeff Traylor. They stand at our quarterfinalists and what we believe will be the shakedown coming up in just a few minutes. Kylan DeBoer, the current head coach of the Washington Huskies, the head coach of what very well could be the Heisman Trophy winner Michael Penix, the number 4 team in the country. They are coming, and maybe DeBoer to College
Pretty
Station.
good resume.
Mike Gundy has a resume of his own, certainly knows the backwoods and back roads of Texas as he's recruited a lot of those 3 and 4 stars. Can he get to Aggieland and start bringing those 5 stars will be the question. We're going to debate their merits in just a couple of minutes. But first, Drew has been on the line for a long time, and Drew wants to talk Spurs. So do we. We'd like to welcome Drew onto R&R. Let's talk Spurs losing streak, man. First of all, what's your altitude with this? Are you comfortable where we sit? Is it okay? 9 straight losses with this young basketball team.
I think that he's going to get at least 16. But my question is this. First of all, point of order. Wemby is averaging the second most minutes on the team. He's only played under 28 minutes 4 times this year. He's been over 30 minutes most of the time.
Do you think he's going to be that kind of guy?
He has his fourth quarter explosion, so there's no fitness issue there.
No, it's not a fitness issue. What do you think his consistent minutes count's going to be? Do you think this is going to be it, or do you think he'll ever be a 38-minute-a-night guy?
I think he'll be over 30 minutes.
You think so? He'll be a he'll.
32, but the losing streak thing. Okay, in NBA history, the Spurs had the 38th longest last year in the history of NBA losing streak at 16. Okay, everybody else on the list, it makes the list of all time. There's 37 more. At 17, it goes all the way to 28. Brett Brown, Popovich's chief consigliere on the bench, has that on that list 3 times. But the thing is, all those coaches that are on that list of all-time losing streaks, they either got fired at the end of the season or mid-season. So if Pop, who has said that he's not coaching anything for 15 or 20 games, I get what you're saying. He says he's an evaluation process for 20 games. But by chance, he appears on this list. Why are we not saying fire Pop? He's the only coach in NBA history to have lost 155 games in his last contract to get renewed for a record 50-something million, 60 million, whatever it is on this contract. So if he loses in more than 17 games, 20 games, 22 games this year, why should his fate be that of all the people on the list who have that record where they got fired in the middle of the season or at the end of the season?
Yeah, it's a valid question.
You get what you pay for.
You've asked a valid question, but at the end of the day, the answer is what?
Ownership.
Well, the answer is 2,141 wins.
I mean,
he's got a bank account that he gets to withdraw from.
You can say this.
5 rings. No, when we talk about Brett Brown and we talk about every one of those coaches,
I'm not talking.
Well, we're just talking about the team, the coaches with those long losing streaks. We're in very different situations. Now, I'm not going to whether he should or should not be the coach of the Spurs next year. That has nothing to do with the win or losing streak. I mean, he's got enough credit in the account for me to understand that there's a. Sometimes there's a bigger picture than the wins and losses like last year. And this year, judging by previous performance, I have to expect that there is a plan in place that allows for this, that there's not a lot of pressure from behind for him to start winning games, that this was by every act, the idea was to come and see, like he said, and wins or losses don't matter. We're just learning ourselves. And if that's the case, then what are we worried about losing? He's certainly not. If he's told us for the first 20 games, we're just going to hang out. We're going to hang out, and I'm going to learn them, and we're going to learn me, and I'm going to learn how, and this. That tells me wins and losses don't matter. I saw 30, 35 wins, but I didn't see indifference toward those. You know what I mean? I thought they'd be 30, 35 hard wins, not 35 fall and ass backwards in every hard game we lose. I didn't think that would be the case.
Look,
Pop's not going to get fired.
No, I'm not saying he's going to get fired, but we all thought the same thing about Bill Belichick. And people are starting to call for his job. Eventually, losing does take its toll. I understood last year because even Pop said, don't go to Vegas and bet on us. At the start of this year, in his introductory press conference, he said, this is about winning.
Yes.
That's why we expect change, because you told us to expect change.
Well said, James. If you want us to abide by your plan, let us know the plan. You're setting yourself up for us to light up your young superstar, because as good as he's done, and Drew told us, I mean, the numbers are good. The minutes are there.
29.9 per.
The minutes, the points, most of the production's there, but the ultimate goal is not. And if our head coach said this is time to expect wins, what does he see now that he didn't see in training camp? What is he seeing now that goes, you know what, what's 9 straight? I'm seeing good things out there. What happened in 3 weeks where he said it's about wins, and then after the 9th consecutive loss, post-game, he says, I saw some good things out there. What happened?
Is it time to shake the snow globe? Do you go get a Zach LaVine?
Which is worthy of conversation. There is a guy that seems to be available, and more will come. And the Spurs got plenty of capital to spend. And at 9 o'clock, we're going to talk about the capital that's available as the Spurs round the corner into the second leg of the season, closing toward Christmas. Coming up, though, the true discussion. We're looking at coaches, potential coaches for A&M, seeking that gridiron glory. Is Jeff Traylor going to be there? We'll talk about Mike Gundy and Kalen DeBoers next. This is R&R. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday morning at 10, it's the Aggies and LSU.
Going for Moose, he's got him! That is a touchdown! Aggies!
Aggies, Tigers, Saturday morning at 10. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, The Angry Elephant, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
golfcluboftexas.com. That's right. That is where you need to go right now and get that tee time booked for Friday. Do it right now. I promise you, those tee times are going to fill up. You're going to be left out, or you're not going to find a tee time at all. Trust me. Go to Golf Club of Texas right now and book that tee time for Black Friday. Also, right after that round, go inside and get you some food. Some of the food they have is some of the best food, and is the best sit-down restaurant on that side of town. It's also your football headquarters. You know, on Thursday nights, they have the NFL games. Saturdays, they got college. And, of course, Sundays, they got the Red Zone. They got the YouTube. It's truly a one-stop shop, much, much more than a golf course. And it's not a country club, but it definitely has a country club feel. Check it all out for yourself at golfcluboftexas.com. Stop by the 10-Cup Bar. Go by the putting green. Go by the driving range. It's all lit. So if you can get there after you get off work, they still got you covered. That's the golfcluboftexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Hormones can affect everything. Bad skin, bad hair, low energy, poor sleep, brain fogginess, libido, and weight gain. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we take a functional approach to your hormone problems. Eating right and exercise will not be beneficial without optimal hormone function. This goes for men and women. We do state-of-the-art testing to get to the root of your hormone issues and help you get well and stay well. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. We can help. 210-468-1891.
Black Friday is now a game day. The Dolphins take on the Jets in the first ever Black Friday NFL game. Stream for free only on Prime. Black Friday football. Dolphins versus Jets. Coverage begins this Friday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Only on Prime. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/watch Black Friday football for details.
If you're like most people, you've had your fair share of financial questions. Questions like, can I afford my son's travel hockey team? What if my daughter doesn't get that soccer scholarship? Will I be able to enjoy golf in retirement? At Empower, we know these questions can be stressful. We're here to help answer your what ifs and empower what's next. Join 18 million Americans and take control of your financial future. Start today at empower.com. Sponsored by Empower Personal Wealth.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. If you have big dreams or big projects, we hope you'll consider Ewald Kubota. From small Kubota compact tractors to construction equipment, Kubota is a name you can trust. Or if you aren't committed to buying just yet, we have a full line of equipment you can rent by the day, week, or month. We can even deliver it to your work site. Ewald Kubota is committed to providing excellent customer service and satisfaction. So come by one of our 11 locations. We look forward to serving you. Or visit us on the web at ewaldkubota.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
That's for your inner Aggie. Welcome back to R&R. This is 94.1, and we are San Antonio Sports Star. Next year, our fight songs will make sense again as we welcome Texas back into the fam, and that's the whole primary issue today is what's coming in probably a year is we got company coming to town. Our long-lost cousin is coming back to the fam. We got Texas coming, and it matters even more. Aggies start today without a head coach. The interim head coach is, he has done a good job. Coach Elijah is one of those longtime Aggies that, did you see what he did with his 12th man?
He's
lined all 12 walk-ons. We haven't seen that since Jackie Sherrill, and he kept the flame kind of there. The Aggieland spirit is still waiting.
And you want to keep him there, right? Because he's a huge part of your recruiting. Right?
Elijah, I think any coach that comes in, there are 4 A&M coaches that are going to need to be convinced to stay, that need to be around, because there are some pipeline things, but things that can be rectified by the coach that you hired. I will tell you this, that right now, if you go to sasportstar.com, you'll see that in our bracket, we've got 2 of the best, most of very good candidates going head-to-head today. Kalen DeBoers is at Washington. He's a young coach and has had early success, really remarkable success.
Fourth. They're fourth in the
fourth
nation
in the
right now, and they got a Heisman front runner.
The offense that they put together is typical Pac-12. It moves the ball. But more interestingly, over the last couple of years, he has taken a team that has gone through a couple of coaches and instilled a hard-edged work ethic that Washington, and for the most part, the Pac-12 has not had, as they've kept hiring SEC-type coaches. DeBoer's style, his mannerisms, everything tells you that he is going to be a coach at a major program. It could be Washington from now on, but he is worthy of that. Now, when it was first brought up, Kalen was the first one to come out and say, hey, man, I'm happy where I'm at. I'm getting ready to head to the Big Ten. I've got a good, strong foundation. I'm getting paid well. I like where I'm at. There's no need to talk about it, but he didn't say no. Mike Gundy, on the other hand, is in a weird situation. He's been the head coach at Oklahoma State for as long as I can remember. When he took over the reins at Oklahoma State, OSU was considered the cradle of coaches. If you went to OSU, you got hired to the next big gig. It was a stepping stone. That's what they did, and they did it very well. Jimmy Johnson came through that pack, and others before him. Some great coaches that you might not remember that played the foundation for the Dallas Cowboys all came from that OSU tree years ago. So there is some precedent to hiring those young coaches, and Jimmy was a great success story from OSU to Miami to the Cowboys. So there is some story there. Here's where, when we talk about the interim coaches and those other assistants that we'd like to see stay around, if you're going to hire a Kalen DeBoers, it is that much more important that you keep those guys because they're the relationship guys with the high school football coaches.
Yep.
If you hire a Mike Gundy, if you hire a Jeff Traylor, if you hire another of the closer coaches of the state of Texas, those assistants become less important. Mike Gundy can come in. He knows the address and the name of every head coach in East Texas, North Texas, South Texas. He's been around long enough where every high school coach in the state knows who Mike Gundy is and knows the type of player that he's gotten. But the problem with OSU is he's always gotten the 4-star. He's always gotten the 3-star. He never got the top. He got the best of the rest and made hay with them. Those guys were always tough. Oklahoma State always has a running back. Always. They've always got a running back that's headed to the NFL. Chuba Hubbard's the latest example, and there's 2 on the roster right now. They've always got a quarterback that has NFL skills. There's something about Gundy that develops quarterbacks. Now, are they superstars? No, but they're NFL quarterbacks. And those are other things that if I'm Bjork and I'm the money guys, I'm looking at 1, what's your relationship with the local coach, with the high school? 2, how did you handle your program? Were you front and center? Did you protect your coaches? Did you handle adversity in a way that only put positivity on the program, and any negative stuff you swallowed? You were the sin eater. You ate the problems. Can you do that? Those are things that I'm looking for. But also, I'm looking for a guy that connects, and not with athletes, not with just the athletic department. I'm looking for a politician. I'm looking for a guy who's going to be at the front of the ribbon cutting ceremony. I'm looking for a guy that will fly out to Midland, Odessa for a Thursday night powwow with a couple of oil guys. I'm looking for the guy that understands that being the coach at A&M is 24/7, 365. Jimbo got to the point where he's taking Sundays off. The money was good. You're not going to fire me. I'm looking for a guy that has the drive of a young coach, but has the persistence and the understanding of an established coach with the opportunity to be a great coach. I think of these 2, Gundy is my choice. I think Gundy.
After me. I'm a man.
And that was 20 years ago. You think he's a man then? I think and Gundy is not a likely candidate. He ain't coming to A&M. Between he and DeBoers, who is a more likely candidate.
More likely.
If I had the choice, it would be Gundy, because I understand when A&M has been at its best, A&M was not a truly national power. And I think the aspiration to, and I say truly national recruiting power, I think the aspiration to be proud of, hey, we got a guy out of Miami Central. We got a guy out of Thomas Aquinas. We got a guy out of Mater Dei in LA. We got a guy out of IMG. I don't care.
Win Texas.
Win Texas. That's what I want. Win Texas. I will tell you this. If Texas A&M did what Miami did back in the day with Schnellenberger and just drew a circle, and it goes from Baton Rouge to south of Houston, around Dallas, up around East Texas, nobody gets out. We own Western Louisiana, East Texas, Houston, and a lot of Dallas. But you got to own Houston. You don't got to own Dallas, but you got to own Houston, and you got to own the triangle down there. If you own those regions, you don't got to go anywhere. You don't need a jet to fly off to New Jersey or to wherever you're chasing guys. They're all in Texas. It helps the coaches, it helps the program, and it helps your school. Stay local. I like the national guys, but let them come to you. You don't need to go knock on their doors. For every great 5-star wide receiver there is in South Florida, there are 3 in Texas. I'm tired of, and we had Andrew Monaco on, and bless his heart, he's having to preach the company line here of, well, Jimbo took us national. We are now recruiting linemen from Tennessee and the Tidewater area. We're taking offensive linemen out of Idaho. I don't give a crap.
Got you into Florida.
I don't care. It's nice for those guys to go, I'd like to come to A&M. Well, come, send us your letter. And if you want an unofficial, you can come on up. But the official visits, first and foremost, what's going on at Steele High School? Where is Katie today? Where are the powerhouses? Am I down at Gregory Portland? Am I down at these high schools where the talent can be found? In Lamarck, in those areas, which is a car ride. I like Gundy in this particular matchup, although I do believe DeBoers has a higher ceiling.
See, I like DeBoers as long as I'm keeping Elijah. Like, I need those guys so that I can recruit Texas. But I like DeBoers. I like his offense. I like what he brings. I like his youth. Look, I know Mike Gundy can do it at Oklahoma State. It's not Texas A&M.
No, it's not.
And there's a different, like, he gets a lot of media attention for rants and tirades that he goes on at Oklahoma State, and being he is constantly little brother. And A&M doesn't need a head coach that feels like little brother. He is constantly Oklahoma is good. We'll send them to the SEC. We don't need. He's always feels like he is slighted, overlooked. You don't need that. You need the guy that is preaching the company line that we are Texas A&M. We are little brother to no one.
Well, you're talking to a school who's got the biggest little brother syndrome of all time.
No, I'm aware,
you know
but
I mean?
you have to.
I appreciate
you
where
have
you're
to
going.
shake it though.
But coming out of a school like that, that's part of the issue. And I think that he is. You're right.
You have to grow
always
past
look at OSU,
it, though.
But I will say that he has done more with less than anybody on this list. Anybody up and down this, and if you're wondering what that list looks like, you can go to sasportstar.com. We're calling it the Gridiron Glory bracket. You can see the list. He has done more with less than anybody.
Sure.
Coming up when we next meet, we assume there will not be a coach hired, but on Monday morning, you can go ahead and fill out your bracket now. But one of the better, Lane Kiffin out of Ole Miss, and Dan Lanning, who from the very beginning, Dan Lanning has been a front runner at Oregon. He has taken that SEC mentality and taken it to the Pac-12, and that has manifested.
Yep.
The defense plays. The offense is the kind that wins in the SEC, and he got a quarterback of great merit, although not great skill. And he has been remarkably successful with a quarterback in Bo Nix, who's completing like 78% of his passes. That is a ridiculous offense they're running. And remember, the Pac-12, the defenses from Utah to Oregon to Washington are stellar.
I see a similarity in today's Gridiron Glory Aggie Head Coach Challenge as your next one.
I do too.
Which is the guy that chases the headlines versus the guys that coaches on the field. And he's not looking to make the splash in the media. He's looking to make the splash on the field.
And that's the most important.
And those are the two different, these next two matchups, it's the same matchup, just four different coaches.
Ross Bjork was asked on the Aggie Fan Zone radio show about the search after the Abilene Christian win.
Mm-hmm.
This is his quote: "Because of the decision we made to fire Fisher, but also because of the resources and expectations, does somebody have the wherewithal to deal with all the things we've been talking about? The weight of the job, the magnitude, and not get phased or rattled, not panic. And if something doesn't go right, they fix what they need to fix." When you talked about Gundy, and he's got that little brother thing, but I'll tell you what, the thing about him was, whenever we even make fun of that quote. He had press coming for his quarterback. He said, come at me.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's been one of the issues at A&M. And I think that attribute might be as important as anything else when they're looking for the hiring. If you're going to be front and center on this, are you capable of deflecting the criticism?
Mm-hmm. Because there's going to be criticism.
It's going to come at you. And I don't think Jimbo was ever very good at deflecting it, other than, look, man, you can't fire me.
Here's the other part, and you brought it up to begin the segment, talking about taking Sundays off. the very beginning of that quote that he said on the Aggie Fan Zone radio show. Quote, "This is not an 8-to-4 job. It's not," end quote.
That's a direct shot at Jimbo. That is a direct shot at one of the reasons why he was released. That, fire me. He had the, hey, what are you going to do? Fire me? You're going to pay me $7? And they did. But I think it got to the point where Sundays were, it wasn't an 8-to-4 job. He didn't have the pressure to go fundraise. That, you know, the money was falling out of trees no matter what he did.
This is my favorite thing. I don't have to worry about watching an A&M game with the quarterback walking off the field in fear.
Well, that's the last look that we'll talk about as we go down. There is a need for the coach that does come in to have a certain level of offensive quarterback whispering expertise, or at least have access to the guy that does.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have proven at A&M that the talent walking in the door is enough.
Mm-hmm.
They're bringing in the guys that are capable. There is a failure in execution. And Jimbo is as bad as Sumlin was prior, as bad as they have had. There's a failure in quarterback development. The quarterbacks don't get better, and Jimbo was a quarterback killer. What he's looking for, he's only found once in his entire coaching career, it feels like, and that was in Jameis Winston. And until he finds that again, he has not been able to get a quarterback to do what he wants him to do. And I think a malleable coach that will fit the player's skills to his plan and not the other way around is another key attribute to who they're hiring. This is another question that I want you to think about as we go to break.
Mm-hmm.
If you're hiring at A&M, over the last 20 years, the Aggies have only hired offensive coaches. They have not hired a defensive head coach in quite some time, starting with Sherman.
Mike Elko?
Elko is not a head coach yet.
But I'm saying
he's being interviewed, and I think that there are those behind the scenes that are going, go defense. I disagree with it wholeheartedly.
Okay.
I think you need an offensive mind, a guy that can groom a quarterback. That's what the league and the world demands. And if you get away from it, you better have somebody, or you better be Kirby Smart, or you better be Nick Saban and have a defense so damn good it doesn't matter.
Or is it more about, because we've said this, a head coach is, what do you do? How do you delegate the responsibilities available to you? DeMeco Ryans is not an offensive guy, but somehow he's got the Texans in a far better position than they've been, I would say, since Gary Kubiak. Not even under Bill O'Brien were they in this good of position.
Think about the talent they had then. Hey, coming back, the Spurs take on the Clippers yet again. We've talked power rankings in the NFL enough, and we will look at those in the next hour. But let's look at the NBA power rankings as the tournament proceeds tonight. NBA talk coming, tourney type. You're on R&R, and this is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, I don't know what you're planning on for Thanksgiving, but you better take care of your turkey today. Tri-County Meat Market will be closed tomorrow at, let's see here, at noon. I want to make sure I get this right. Tri-County Meat Market is going to be open for you today. If you haven't picked up your turkeys, you need to go buy. They are going to be closed tomorrow. They're closed all day tomorrow, and they're going to close early. So go get your meat. What I'm getting at, and if you didn't reserve your turkey, they still got you cheesecakes. If you want to brag a little bit, you want to act like you know what you're baking, head over to Tri-County. They'll let you use your name. They'll let you say you baked them, but you know where you got them. Tri-County Meat Market has 2 locations. They got every spice you need to up your turkey game. Whether you're looking for that perfect rub to go a little Cajun, or you want to go savor, or whatever you're chasing, they got the kind of rubs that set that turkey on fire. Head over there and grab your meat. And then you got to consider, what are you doing on Friday? Because that's when the football games are going and college games matter. You might want to put some ribs on there because you're going to be tired of that turkey. Head over to Tri-County today. You got family coming in. Impress them with those pre-made poppers, or maybe you're going to get one of those fantastic stuffed chicken breasts, or maybe it's time for one of those steaks because you haven't seen your brother-in-law in too long. Celebrate with them with a big old steak. That's what Tri-County knows. That's what they've got for you. A great meal starts with great meat, whether it's turkey or the finest ribeye you can put on your grill. Head over to Tri-County today, but get there early because you can't go tomorrow. They're going to be Thanksgiving themselves. Tri-County Meat Market. Put a fine piece of meat on your grill and thank me later.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Joe Reinagle here. I want to tell you about something that has completely changed my life. I had vision correction surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. The results are amazing. The readers are a thing of the past. Hey, if you're like me and tired of those glasses, call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. They offer a variety of services like vision correction surgery. So call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020, or get them online at sanantoniolasik.com.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Life moves fast. No one has time for a car, truck wreck, or commercial vehicle accident. At Davis Law Firm, we get it. When you call the force, you don't have to worry about insulting offers from insurance adjusters, property damage, or car rental. With over 25 years experience, we have secured important verdicts and settlements, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car, truck wreck, or hit by a commercial vehicle, call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember. 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
Urgent Camp Lejeune settlement message. On September 6th, the government announced it will soon begin providing fast, guaranteed settlements to Camp Lejeune Marines, families, and civilians. Awards will range between $100,000 and $550,000, with an option for higher amounts. If you or a loved one spent time at Camp Lejeune and suffered cancers of the bladder, liver, or kidneys, leukemia, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, Parkinson's, or kidney issues, you may qualify for compensation and could be paid within 60 days after accepting your settlement with your VA benefits fully protected. You may be entitled to a significant financial award for your Camp Lejeune claim, but you must act now. Call the James Harris Law Camp Lejeune helpline now to get the compensation you deserve. We're already fighting for thousands harmed by the water at Camp Lejeune. Call now or you may forever lose your right to be awarded a settlement between $100,000 and $550,000. For your free evaluation, call 800-562-6363. That's 800-562-6363. 800-562-6363.
El Guacamole Mexican Grill is serving up your favorite Mexican dish. Visit them today at 25020 Blanco or call 210-499-5364 to place your order. Hot, fresh, made-to-order Mexican dishes. El Guacamole Mexican Grill.
Score early this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use, there's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be 21 plus in President State where lawful to wager. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager only $5 pregame moneyline wager required. First online real money wager only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700. Visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Help is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
R&R in the morning is Rob Thompson and Rudy J. Morning 6 to 10. KTFM Floresville and SASSportStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Oh boy, NFL flex season upon us, and our first is here as next week's Texans-Broncos game goes from 3 to noon when they take on the Denver Broncos. It will be so they don't have to compete against the NFC title game rematch between the 49ers and Eagles. We'll have a triple header starting tomorrow on ESPN 1250 at 11:30 with Lions and Packers.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson,
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left-hand slam. I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellence.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning.
That's James Pledger. I'm Rob Thompson. R&R in the morning continues, a Wednesday edition that will close out our broadcast week as we head into Thanksgiving. This hour, we're going to talk about things we are indeed thankful for.
I'm thankful for the picture Rudy just posted that got me very hungry.
What did Rudy just post? I did not see what. As Rudy is headed to Houston post haste, is he eating breakfast?
He is not. They are making tamales.
Oh, did they have a tamalada last night? You notice he was very quiet when he left.
Oh my goodness!
I keep trying to invite myself to anybody who's having one. I'm good. I'm pretty good with the pace, man. I can spread the masa with the best of them. I'm not good with everything else. I can't load the masa up. I'm not very good at binding them, but I can put it on the leaf. Pretty good. The corn shuck, I'm not bad at that. So if you're recruiting, yeah, we're going to talk about what we are thankful for today. As the Spurs try to end the snide, taking on the Clippers at home tonight. Not a tournament game. I don't know what uniform they're going to be wearing. Hopefully it'll be one that I recognize. I do believe that things are have been a bit disjointed, and we've talked about closing out games and Wemby and just the utter defeats that we've gone through. But this is not a terrible basketball team by its makeup. It's young, it's naive, it's inexperienced, but there is enough talent to win some basketball games. Oh yeah, the tamales were in full. I guess they had to take them down to Houston as they're headed in that direction.
It's making me hungry though.
Are you thankful for the team as it is currently put together?
The Spurs?
Yes.
I'm thankful for Victor Wembanyama. I am thankful for Devin Vassell.
Mm-hmm. What? Okay, keep going.
I think
is that it? That's all we're thankful for?
I'm thankful for that. I will be thankful if they will make a move to bring in more talent or veterans that are so obviously needed.
I'm on the opposite of that. I am thankful that we have an environment comfortable enough that we can go through this.
Through what?
This 9 consecutive losses with the next and the greatest on the roster that we can. It's a double-edged sword because there'll come a time when it's time to make a decision. We're not there yet. We're a long way from that. About making a franchise-level decision when I'm talking about the coach or trading off some pieces that we do view as potential future. We're not there yet. And I'm thankful that we have a team that is construed to that is put together in a way that, yeah, we're going to suffer 9 losses, and there's still enough there. There's still enough for me to look forward. Nobody's putting paper bags on their head. Well, they're not. I mean, there isn't a lot of anger yet, and I'm not sure any other franchise could have withstood 9 consecutive losses with Wemby, could have withstood a beatdown on national TV that they did with the Knicks.
The shine is off that apple.
Could have seen, but the shine is off, but it was going to come off eventually anyway. I'm thankful that we are in a situation that at 9 straight losses, we are not banging at the door to fire the coach, that we're not giving up on Wemby. Because if this would have gone on in New York, they'd be putting Wemby down, that he'd be done, that the fandom has allowed that space. I'm not happy where we are, but I'm thankful that we're in a situation where all is not lost, even though the Spurs have only won 3 games.
This wasn't about a championship this year, but I was told it was about winning. And when you told me last year don't go to Vegas. I believed you. And you were right. I saw the plan. I knew what was happening. But this year, you told me to change my expectations at training camp. In your opening press conference, you told me expectations have changed. It's about winning now. And then after a 9th consecutive 25-point beatdown in which you've let yet another double-digit lead slip away at some point during the game, you tell me that you're happy.
You saw some good things out there, James.
What? Enlighten me. Just help me see the picture. That's all I want.
I'm totally pleased with the game. Nobody likes to lose, but I thought their competitiveness and their execution were good against a very good, very talented, very well-coached team.
Well, I wouldn't go very good.
What competitiveness?
Well, okay, let's just go off the last game. Individually, the stats, Keldon, 22 points.
Mm-hmm. Keldon had a very Keldon game.
Zach, 9. C.D. Osmond, your 6th man, had 17. Wemby had his worst game as a pro.
8.
What is it? 9, 2 blocks. Over under tonight is 18.5, which is more closely aligned.
I got a question.
Well, okay.
I got one more question on top of all the other questions. At what point do we start worrying about Devin's injuries being an issue?
When we need him and he's not there.
Okay.
Right now, I think he's a young buck. We do have 2 years of pretty consistent injuries, though. And
3.
Yeah, you're right.
It's all 3 years. He's consistently missed games for one reason or another.
And this adductor thing that he's dealing with, when he first suffered it, Pop said long time, then he's back against the Knicks. I think that there was a little bit of a rush to get him back. And I think because they wanted to have Devin in New York for that national TV unveiling, and he did play, and I don't think he came out of that. He's missed a couple games and out since then, too. I don't think he's fully healthy, but
then shelf him.
I agree. I agree, but I think that if they're working this plan where we're going to be at this place at this point in the season, and they normally go 20, 20, 20, 20, I think they're going to stick to the plan through the first 20, and thank goodness we're about to run through those first 20, and then they're going to adjust. When I look at the roster, and people are saying, well, why aren't we doing this, doing that? And it's the youngest roster in the league.
Mm-hmm.
There's about 7 NBA guys on this roster, really. Real NBA guys.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 8 guys that would be on the end of the bench on every other team in the league.
Or in the G League.
Or in the G League, which is
like
we're young, but we're not.
Arlo, Bassie, Champagny.
There's not a lot of there. There really isn't. There's just not a lot of talent on this team. There is one soon-to-be star, Devin, if he continues to progress. There's one expected star in Victor, and that's it. This is a supremely under-talented basketball team. We could delude ourselves into they're nice guys and they try hard, but when you're talking about Malachi Branham and Charles Bassie playing intricate roles on your team, roles that matter, those guys aren't good enough. That's
Keldon Johnson, what is he? Is he like a Tobias Harris or a Thibault type of player? Third, fourth kind of.
I think Keldon has to be very careful that he doesn't turn into Lonnie Walker. I think that his career has plateaued.
Mm-hmm.
There has been not a lot of improvement over the last year and a half, and some of that has been stunted by the guys around him. Some of it's been stunted because of himself, some injuries. But some of it is maybe this is all we got out of Keldon. Maybe this is a legitimate 5th guy as a starter, or just a journeyman who will help you out 22 minutes a game, no matter where he is or what jersey he has on. I'm starting to wonder about Keldon because so much of his success has to depend on effort. His skill level isn't one that, if he's not given 110%, I don't see a lot of there. He's an NBA player, but I'm not sure. As I see this team currently construed, I see 2 small forwards, sometimes 3 small forwards on the court
at the same time.
And that's a logjam in the offense We got one who's willing to pass and run around in Keldon. We got one who's our superstar, and that's what Victor is. He's a small forward now.
See, when you said one that's willing to pass and run, I thought you were talking about Victor.
No, that's the problem.
I know it's the problem.
I need him not willing to pass. I need him taking the shot. I need him to be the man. There's too many small forwards. There's not enough there. And once you start really piercing the veil and looking at this roster, I don't think you're crazy to expect anything more. I don't care how good Wemby is. He's LeBron his first year.
Does this team have a true, legit starting caliber point guard?
No, they don't have a legit starting point guard. They don't have a legit starting power forward. They don't have a really legitimate two guard at the end of the day.
So you don't think Sohan's starting
I
four?
think he's all of those. I think he's a quarter point. I think he's a quarter of a three. I think he's a quarter of a two, and all rolled into a guy that's just there to fill the void. And that's great on a really good team.
Mm-hmm.
He's a starter on a championship team. He's a bench player on a bad team because there's not enough there. You're a jack of all trades, but a master of none. He improves at everything. And you put him on you put him on the Nuggets, you put him on the Lakers, you put him on the Sixers, he's a star because he fills his role.
He was the sixth man at Baylor.
Yes.
On a championship team.
And you can be a sixth man and be a starter at the same time. You can fall into different roles as you move along. I think he's the last guy I want to get rid of because he's the first guy that I can use in a lot of different places, but he's not my point guard. He's not that. He's a guy on the court that does things. We have 4 starters with defined positions, and then Jeremy, who kind of fills a role. I think that's what Pop wants in the end of the time. At the end of the day, that's what Sohan is being trained for right now. His first internship is at point guard, and I think at the 20 turn, when he gets another opportunity, he's going to get a little internship at the 3. He's going to get a little internship at the 2. I think he's going to be that guy that fills the role. He will be the long-term Spur. If you ask me about the 3, the most likely not to be here either sooner or later is Keldon. Until we see a guy who takes command of the role that he has, and that is to dominate physically. Whatever position he's in, you dominate your 2 or you body the 3. That's what your name is, your big body. We haven't seen it. Despite best efforts. I am thankful that he's here. I am thankful that he has this soft landing pad to lose 9 straight. But I think that the Spurs have a plan in place, and we're going to start seeing that in about a week and a half.
Could this team, because I'm trying to figure out the fix, and the fix obviously is not this year. This year is obviously about seeing what's around Victor and then what you want to keep around Victor, right? That seems to be the plan.
All that is. That's that. At the end of the day, if you ask me what I needed to be successful at the end of the season, job 1 is not victories. Job 1 is, all right, I am comfortable with 3 positions on this team.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever those might be. It's Wemby at whatever and Devin at whatever. We're looking for that third guy to go, okay, it should be Keldon. It probably will be Keldon, but it's possible it won't be. And if it's not, that's what this year's for.
So you're going to want to fill around Victor with probably a true point guard of some sort.
And that will not be a draft pick. That will be a veteran.
It has to be, right? You got to start putting veterans around Victor. You got to start putting like what Houston did, to where you've got guys that know the NBA and can help bring the youth along with
Fred
them,
Van
right?
Vliet. That's the guy we're looking for.
So one of those guys coming up, Drew Holiday. I thought they should have went for him
any of those. I really don't know because it'll be a personality thing. I know the
Mike Conley?
the attribute. No. I can tell you it will not be Mike Conley.
Okay.
And it won't be Drew Holiday.
Because there's not a lot of point guards that are going to be available to you unless you're going to unload your treasure trove of draft picks.
They're not going to trade for an all-star point guard. They're going to trade for a point guard that fits.
Derek White?
Maybe. I mean, it could be. I don't know who that is, but it won't be. They're not going to trade number 1s for a superstar point guard. That's never been Pop's way. It won't be now. But I do know that there's a guy sitting on a bench who's playing 20, 25 minutes right now, coming off the bench, that will be a Spurs point guard in the next 2 years. They're not going to draft. They will draft, continue to look, but the starter's going to be done with the deal. What do you guys think? 656-3776, 656 ESPN. The next couple of games, they're not crucial, but I'll tell you, I don't see a lot of wins in the next 2 weeks. Even if they were playing better than they are now, I see 2 wins before Christmas.
Here is
and 1 tonight.
And that is starting tonight.
They're going to get it tonight. I'm
Starting
telling you,
tonight.
they're going to get the win tonight.
I don't think so. But I hope you're right. I hope you're right because I'm tired of what I'm seeing.
I think there's going to be an all hands on deck kind of a game.
So starting with tonight against the Clippers, going forward through Christmas,
2 wins.
You've got the Clippers, the Warriors, the Nuggets, the Hawks.
There's one.
The Hawks are one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Pelicans.
Maybe, depends on who's healthy.
The Rockets.
Nope.
Lakers twice.
Nope.
The Pelicans again.
Depends on who's healthy, but probably not.
Greek Freak and the Bucks.
Nope.
Chicago on the 21st.
Possible.
Luka and the Mavs.
Nope.
And then Utah the day after Christmas.
Nope.
And then you get a couple against Portland.
There's not a lot of wins there.
That is through December.
Do you feel like we've been
hoodwinked?
No, I'm not hoodwinked, but I do think we are, we have been losing for so long that you just develop that thick skin.
No, because I understand losing. I've been through a lot of losing. Hell, I was a Rockets fan.
And you made it. You made it through the gauntlet. You're out. You're on the other side.
But they went and addressed it with veterans to mix with their young guys.
But they didn't last year when you got Jabari and you had a young Jalen.
Mm-hmm.
They went through the very same thing the Spurs are doing right now.
So this is, once they added, though, and got the coach in place, things started going in the right direction, and you can see light at the end of the tunnel. I say that this isn't the same because the losses are taking their toll because I don't know what's going on.
On your drives to Houston, on your regular sojourn to the motherland, where is your pit stop locale? Where do you stop down I-10? Is there a place is it the Buc-ee's? Is it a place in Columbus? Is there you don't know, not every time, but when you plan your trip, I'm going to leave now and I will stop there. Where is it?
I will tell you on the other side.
If you're headed in a direction and you know a place to stop, because we're all hitting the highways today and tomorrow. For me, you know very well, if you're heading up 35 and you're coming a little bit north of Waco, there's a must stop. We'll tell you where that is. If you're headed to Houston, where do you go? If you're headed to Corpus, is there a must stop? If you're headed to Del Rio or maybe down in the valley, where do you pull over for that little respite? There's a lot of people in cars this weekend trying to get away from the smell of Funyuns and bad feet. Tell us where you stop to get some fresh air. And let's not talk about Buc-ee's. That's obvious. Maybe off the beaten path. Jason Minix one time told me about a place that had a gut pack in Waco. Vitex Barbecue. It is worth the stop, and I'd have never known. Where are your pit stops as you travel around for Thanksgiving? We're talking that. We got Dallas Cowboy news for you and a whole lot more. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Gobble, gobble. It's a Thanksgiving tradition. The Cowboys collide with the Commanders in an NFC East battle at 2:30.
Micah Parsons is on the ball.
And he's still alive.
He's still running to the goal line.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Smoker's Paradise is fully stocked with everything you need for your smoking needs under one roof. Shop the Smoker's Paradise Black Friday specials all day this Friday. All Smoker's Paradise stores are 25% off all day, excluding tobacco products. Visit smokersparadise.com for a location near you.
When asked what is on your wish list this holiday season, send your Santa to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. 5 Oaks Ace Hardware has that new grill and all the grill accessories you have been wanting, plus over 300 spices and rubs that make great stocking stuffers. If you need power tools, 5 Oaks Ace Hardware has all the top brands and the tools you want. 5 Oaks Ace Hardware has specialty gifts and everything you need for indoor and outdoor lighting, decorations, and gifts. Drop the hint or kickstart the holiday shopping yourself at 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks near Jones Maltzberger.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart, it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. JD Power now ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. Save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed and Cyber Monday. For JD Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save.
Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
You promised.
I took the garbage out.
No, I'm talking about all the work we need to get done around here.
I know. We need a new roof and we need replacement windows.
How about a new bathroom and some overdue remodeling?
And how are we supposed to pay for all that?
My sister said she called Remodeling Loans and they were able to find her certified contractors.
That's great. And how'd she get the money to pay for all that?
Remodeling Loans offered 0 interest for 60 months. They even have payment plans with 0 down and 0 deposit.
Looks like we're getting a home makeover.
Great. Now, if I only knew someone to call for a husband makeover.
Really?
Remodeling Loans is the #1 leader in home improvement financing. Call 800-921-1403 today for a no credit check, no risk approval. Get approved today and we'll match you with the best contractors in your area. And remember, no deposit financing is now available. Call 800-921-1403. 800-921-1403.
Lab-grown diamond wholesale prices have crashed. Huge factories in China and India have flooded the market with tens of millions of carats of lab-grown diamonds. They are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away for free with purchase. Many companies sell 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for a few $100s. But some jewelers are still selling lab diamonds for thousands of dollars. Pawn shops and jewelry stores have instruments that detect lab-grown diamonds in seconds. And just like CZs, they are very cheap to produce, and after purchase, they have no monetary value at all. America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our customers that wholesale prices would fall to almost nothing. Now they are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away, and wholesale prices continue to fall. America's Diamond only offers traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have real value. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
Good morning, everybody. Jason Minix here from The Blitz. It is Wednesday, but we're treating this like a football Friday because it's a Friday for us as we head into the long Thanksgiving week. We'll talk Cowboys with James Slater at 5 o'clock. In Houston Texans with John McClain. He will join us at 3:35. Rob, happy Thanksgiving, man. I know you're in there alone by yourself with pleasure.
I am indeed. But aren't we all alone by ourselves, even if we're with people? Thanks, Jason. You guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving as well as everybody's hitting the streets. Where do you stop? This is R&R here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. As we contemplate hitting the streets, there's more people hitting the road today and tomorrow than have ever hit the road. Ever.
And then next year it'll be more people than ever, and the year after that.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting back to pre-COVID levels, but if you look at the numbers, it's millions and millions. There was, I hit the road this morning coming into work.
There's some people out there.
Yeah, about 3:45. There was, I would say it's up 15 to 20% this morning.
I was shocked.
Activity. Boy,
I expected them to be dead.
Did you come in 410? Did you go by the airport exit?
Yeah.
See how long that line was backed up? I wonder if they added extra flights this morning. I'm glad I'm not getting on one of those planes. I don't have enough patience. Patience is required to be a Spurs fan, you know. You're going to have to remember to be patient. Gary has been very patient. Well, sitting on the lines. As we talk to Gary and listen to what he has to say, it's always important. But more importantly, contemplate where's your first pit stop as you head out from San Antonio. Gary, let's talk Spurs losing streak. What's on your mind?
Okay, I want to talk about the Spurs, and I'm not going to say Buc-ee's.
Thank you.
It is Buc-ee's.
But it is Buc-ee's, right?
But yes, I'm sorry. Right when you hit the point where you said, I'm so tired of this, you see Buc-ee's and your eyes kind of light up like, okay, got to give me something.
It's the bathroom.
But anyway, the bathrooms are just fantastic. They're fantastic. I love it.
All right, Gary, you're one of the guys that I appreciate your knowledge on the Spurs. So where's your altitude right now?
I'm going to tell you something. You know, I've been a Spurs fan since they were in the Hemisphere Arena, and I saw all the different iterations of, what the Spurs wanted to do with the team, where Pop started off, I got a defensive mind team, hold people down. Then they went to, okay, well, we're going to shoot threes and everything because we got Manu and Tony and all that. And now, I think he's suffering from what I would call McCarthyism. You know, he's trying to figure out this business about, I'm going to let Wemby figure out where he fits in and all that. To me, that goes totally against anything that I've ever witnessed as an ex-coach and everything. I think you have to have, the offense needs some structure, man.
Gary,
if he's shooting low percentage,
are we allowed to say this, Gary? Gary, obviously you and I are of the same generation. We obviously, when you heard Pop say, this is this hippy dippy, we're just getting to know each other, freewheeling, and we'll figure things out. That seems so utterly foreign to me that it's so strange. I felt like, okay, I'll try it, because that's not Pop. That's never been Pop.
It's not.
So
that's not Pop. That's the one I know. It's not working. It's not working.
So, given the way that the team is structured right now, and we've lost the 9, so we know that this season doesn't matter. Put yourself in the mind of what the hell is he doing then? What's he doing?
Bring that man closer to the basket.
Is that Pop? I mean, what is Pop's plan here? He's got to have a plan. You don't win this many games and do all the stuff he's done without having a something in place that they're all going by. What do you think that plan is for Wemby and for this team? Gary's asking the same thing I am. Thanks for the call, Gary. It's always a pleasure. Travel safe. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Because there's a plan there. I feel like we've been around long enough. We're all boys, right? You can let me know. You can let us know. Like, look, this is the idea. We're going to lose 60 games this year, but by the end of these 60 games, I'm going to have fully prepared you a 2-guard. Devin Vassell will be an all-star. And Victor will have learned to put his ass in the paint, will have learned shot selection, and will stop dribbling above his waist. And if we can get those 2 things done, I will be ready for next year. Don't tell anybody. I wish somebody would say that to me. So I go, okay, the good things Pop is seeing are, guess what? On that particular turnover, Wemby only dribbled to his waist and not to his shoulder. That's an incremental growth. Okay, on that turnover, Victor got passed over for the alley-oop, but at least they threw it to Devin in the corner. Okay, incremental growth. But I'm not even seeing this. Let me in on the plan. The plan. If you're heading out of town today, do you make a plan? Can there
be a mistake, though?
Yes, there could be a horrible mistake. And the kind of mistake that you can't come back from.
Because I get it. Pop has the goodwill in the bank, everything associated with that. But everything he's doing is so completely averse to anything he had ever done. I don't want to say it's like he's checked out, but it feels like he's checked out.
No, I think checked out. And I'll be honest here. Whenever I hear a coach that is so hoarse he can barely talk, that's a coach that's checked out. That sounds the opposite, right? When you hear a coach that has screamed to the point where he no longer has a voice, That's a coach that is spending too much time motivating and not enough time teaching. And it's easy to give a rah-rah speech when you haven't prepped. It's easy to go win one for the Gipper, but you will if you're not practicing. Like, have you ever heard Nick Saban hoarse? You ever heard Bill? Well, you can't even understand Belichick. But what I'm getting at is the great coaches expend their energy in ways that you don't see. And when you see coaches that are they have lost their voice, it's over. They've been screaming to the point that they're not prepping, they're screaming.
I'm not saying anything about screaming. This is more about what I'm seeing as a reaction to what we're seeing.
But we know who Popovich is.
Yes,
but
which
checking out would be screaming. But when checking out is not coming and saying, I saw a lot of good things out there. That's tongue in cheek. I don't know what that was, but I can assure you he didn't see anything good out there, and certainly not worthy of note. So to come post game and go, yeah, I saw a lot of good things out there. As everybody should have, as soon as he turned, should have started laughing, because that was BS at its highest art form.
Because I've seen Pop come in from that and just go, that was awful.
Yeah. And he's done that so far this year. He's done that.
Quick answer, done with the press conference. It's 37-second press conference.
And that's the truthful Pop. That's the honest Pop. What we heard last night or night before last was dishonest. That was when he closes games out, and he's got Victor Wembanyama. He's got Keldon, the guy he took to the Olympics. He's got Devin, his odds-on only all-star. And he says, you know who played a good game last night, Champagny?
It's hard to be an all-star when you're not on the court.
When he tells me, I really love the way that Mamushkilashvili crashed the boards there in the fourth quarter, and he doesn't even bring up the other dudes. That is by design. I don't know what the design is for, but this guy hasn't lost it. Pop knows exactly what he's seeing. This is tongue in cheek. There's something going on behind the scenes. He didn't see anything good the other night. Not anything.
You think Pop knows where he's stopping first when he's taking the bus?
I don't know where they stop on the way to Austin. Maybe it's a little, he's taking his kids up to Austin to play in that San Antonio Spurs team. They might pull over there in San Marcos. Maybe that Torchy's there on the left, or maybe you're pulling. There's where my early stop used to be if we were hungry leaving San Antonio. That very first Pluckers right there in New Braunfels. Yeah. Nice, easy stop right out of San Antonio and San Marcos. Easy stop right there. Where is your go-to stop if you're going north? Mine, just north of Waco. There is this beautiful, bright, shining star. It's in Waxahachie. That's the beginning of a kolache story that we will tell next. You're on R&R, and this is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday morning at 10, it's the Aggies and LSU.
Going for Moose, he's got him! That is a touchdown! Aggies!
Tigers. Saturday morning at 10. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, The Angry Elephant, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Big games, big concerts, big events. Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Any city, any event. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, and events from San Antonio to Las Vegas. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo, when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful VC turbo engine, well, we had time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue.
This holiday, the Home Depot is helping you get gifts that keep on giving by making sure they keep on going. Right now, when you buy a select battery kit from Ryobi, Milwaukee, Rigid, DeWalt, or Makita, you get an eligible tool for free. Just pick a brand, pick a battery kit, and get a tool free. Give the gift of more doing this holiday with the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid at participating stores and online. One per transaction. Discount taken at checkout. Full eligible tool list in store and online. Valid October 23rd, 2023 through January 28th, 2024.
Now is the best time to buy a Contico water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Contico at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
Score early this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be 21 plus and present in state where lawful to wager. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager, only $5 pregame money line wager required. First online real money wager, only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700. Visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas, 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Help is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit JesseHernandezLaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or JesseHernandezLaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Happy holidays from your neighbors at El Guacamole Mexican Grill. Place your breakfast or lunch order today. Visit them at 250-20 Blanco or call 210-499-5364. Hot, fresh, made-to-order Mexican dishes. El Guacamole Mexican Grill.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
It's almost that time. Home for the holidays. Get your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year. Increase your chance of winning by also getting your friends entered socially. Make this holiday season the best ever. Just visit SASportsStar.com and get signed up. One national winner could win up to $18,000 and pay their rent or mortgage in 2024. Official rules and sign up at SASportsStar.com.
Hey, it's time to hit the streets. If you're headed someplace else, there's a lot of other people going that direction too. Don't mind them brake lights. Take us with you. You know how you can do that? SASportsStar.com is your portal. There,
subscribe.
You can listen to us wherever you might be, catch up on old stuff and new stuff, and play Gridiron Glory and your pro football pick'em contest, which is something that we owe you right now. This is an exhibition and a competition, and there are prizes to be had. I know, James, that you are whipping the Blitz's ass yet again.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever lost?
No.
I didn't think you had. Who's in second up there, Jason? And then
Jason.
Joe bringing up the end. Joe as good or bad as me?
He's a little bit better than you, but not much. Not much.
Because we're getting toward the mid part of the season. If you don't have a comfortable place in about 3 weeks, there's no catching up. Y'all ready to make some picks?
Oh, I'm always ready.
To do it correctly, we need the proper music. If you're good at this kind of stuff, apply yourself appropriately. At the end of the season, our champ, and this is a local champ, this isn't a national thing, this is our champ, walking away with $1,000 from awesome tickets to your ultimate sports or music experience. You find the concert, the first $1,000's on them if you win this weekend by listening very closely to James Pledger.
Congratulations to Roberto Solis, who is actually in first in our Pro Football Pick'em right now. Joshua Jimenez in a close second, just a couple of points behind, and Megan Lambert in third. I am currently in 8th.
Overall. I am playing under an alias, and I am in like 100th place. So with that in mind,
but you missed a week or two, didn't you?
Yeah, I did and I didn't. I have it on paper.
You
it wasn't
did it,
there,
but it didn't register. Yeah.
Well, long story short, let's cut them down as we get busy tomorrow. Make sure your fantasy programs are pushed appropriately. We'll put off the Cowboys to the end. Early tomorrow, we will get what's our
Lions
first?
Packers.
Lions Packers. They're late, actually.
Nope.
Are they early? Okay. I don't know.
Lions are always
Mountain
the new
Standard Time.
I don't understand
That's
why.
weird. Green Bay taking on Detroit on the road. We all like Detroit, right?
We all love Detroit.
Dan Campbell, one of those candidates on our Gridiron Glory. I wonder if there's enough money to lure him from a potential Super Bowl run.
I heard y'all have bottomless pockets.
We do. San Francisco, the 49ers headed north to play the Seahawks in what is a very interesting divisional game. Do you think the Seahawks got enough at home?
Possibly no Geno Smith due to an elbow injury. I don't see any way that Seattle gets this one.
Purdy looked awfully good last week.
The Niners look awfully good.
Miami and that easily disjointed offense will get what fixes them with the New York Jets.
First Black Friday game ever.
That's right. That's going to be an Amazon game, so make sure your streaming game is in good shape. Miami traveling.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, the Giants or the Jets cure what ails you. The Miami probably racks a fair amount of points. This is a game that kind of matters. New Orleans traveling to Atlanta on Sunday, early kick. Atlanta now the Fighting Heineke's. New Orleans could round this thing out if they get a nice win.
They could. I don't think they will. I'm going to take Atlanta at home.
The thing with Atlanta, at what point, what's their head coach's name? Smith?
Arthur Smith. He is the son of the owner of FedEx.
I wonder if they're going to send him off to that early Memphis retirement and spend all that FedEx money at some point.
It is criminal. The fact that they have spent a top 10 pick on Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and Bijan Robinson in consecutive years, and all he can do is figure out a way to actively avoid giving any of them the ball and make sure Jonnu Smith and Tyler Algiers get their touches.
Yeah.
It is criminal.
The problem is Jonnu Smith and Algiers ain't bad.
No, they're fine, but you've got to get those guys the ball.
That's why
you got to just figure out how to get them the ball.
And maybe Heineke helps that, but I do like the Saints and that defense on the road. The Steelers with a brand new offensive coordinator traveling to the desperate Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals need a win.
Well, the Bengals need a quarterback is what they need. After losing Joe Burrow for the year, it's over. Pittsburgh promoting their running back coach to offensive coordinator. Maybe they'll actually lean on the run game and the better of the two running backs and Jalen Warren finally.
And I think Pickett is not long for the Pittsburgh Steelers starting lineup. Jacksonville and the Texans in a battle for control
of the AFC South.
Oh, my goodness. This is the biggest game the Houston Texans have played in 5 years.
Yeah.
I think they're up to it, too. I think
24-0. That was the last time they had a game of this kind of meaning.
And I think that they're up to it. I think that they've been looking forward to this. I think Jacksonville has, too, as it looked like Sunshine found his depth last week. Jacksonville's playing as good as they have all year. The Texans not as good as they have, but a lot of skill. We're going to see what this team is made of. Are they a playoff team? They'll prove it this weekend. I like the Texans at home, and I did not think I would say that at all this year.
I love the Texans at home, mainly because The Texans own the Jaguars. For whatever reason, even when they were awful, they were beating the Jaguars of all teams. So they own them for whatever reason, and they beat them earlier this year, 37-17. I think they do it again, this time at home in front of a home crowd. Tank Dell is something special, too. I don't think he gets talked about enough with C.J. Stroud getting all the love that he gets. And Devin Singletary, he took Dameon Pierce's job. He just fits that run system better.
Well, Noah Brown's played so well. You're not going to talk about Tank Dell because Noah is really the star there.
Wow.
Is there a worse football game scheduled for the rest of the year than the Patriots at the Giants? Is that literally the worst possible football game we could have scheduled?
Yes, give me the Patriots.
Are there two worse teams? Is there any worse two teams than the Giants and the Patriots? I know the Jets are right there. But as far as matchup between toilets?
I can make an argument for Carolina.
And here we go. Carolina in the Frank Reich watch. How much longer does this clown have?
I think he's one and done.
As he travels to Tennessee to take on the Will Levis.
Give me the fight, Will Levis.
Will is going to be a good quarterback. I don't know if he's going to be a great one. I didn't say he's going to be great. There's something about him. There's a showboat to him that I enjoy watching. I like the Titans.
Well, he's got a gun. Just ask him.
He's got a pretty hot girlfriend, but that's another story. The Los Angeles Rams travel to the Cardinals. I'm liking the new improved Kyler. He's not playing Call of Duty, at least evidently not so far.
Yeah, Kyler has looked good in his 2 games, and as the Cowboys have seen, they have scrapped all year long, and now that they have a quarterback under center, I like them. I like Arizona in this game.
Are you waiting for a collapse from Kyler? Are you waiting for that?
Not right now.
Do you think the Cardinals are waiting for that to give them an excuse to move it?
No.
Okay.
Because if they were looking to move him, they wouldn't have played him this year.
I think they're showing him off. I think they're showing how pretty he is and how his knee is just fine. Cleveland minus the fight in Deshaun heading into Denver. Denver is turning themselves into a low-key kind of underdog favorite.
Real good. I think this is where the lack of a quarterback ends up coming to bite Cleveland because Denver plays defense almost as good right now. And Russell Wilson has just managed to be a serviceable quarterback.
I want to watch fighting Texas Aggies Myles Garrett decapitate Russell. I want Myles to be the MVP, and for that to happen, I have to root for Cleveland to win on the road. So I want Cleveland to win, so I'm going to pick them. I want Myles to get a couple of sacks, and I want him to continue in that conversation for MVP because who the hell else, right?
Yep.
Kansas City and that pedestrian offense travels to Vegas to take on the Raiders. Yeah, I think the Raiders are living on rah-rah, and that's about it. And the Chiefs got to find an answer. It is can we start talking about Kelsey in past tense?
No.
2 straight weeks of pretty lousy football.
No.
She took his legs. It's always the story. You see, kids, they'll take your legs. You don't know what I'm talking about? Ask an adult. The Buffalo Bills on the rebound. Can they come back and take on the Philadelphia Eagles in a way that we would like to see that Sunday afternoon in Philly?
What do you think?
I think the Eagles are the best team in football. They're doing it even not at 100%. I think that defense rebounds and Josh Allen becomes bad. Josh Allen throws a couple of picks, even though he's freer and happier. I like the Eagles to win.
See, I don't think the Eagles are the best team of football because they're not playing the best football. They have the best record. They're finding ways to win, which congratulations. That's part of the name of the game. But I think the Bills.
Oh, I hope you're right.
I think the firing of Ken Dorsey lit a spark, and we saw that with Joe Brady last week against the Jets. I think that's just the start of it. I think the Bills get this one.
Ravens, an underdog top team in the AFC, traveling across the country to take on the Chargers.
Is that a home game for the Ravens? It feels like every game against the Chargers is a home game for the visiting team.
I like the Chargers this week.
I don't.
I think that's a long road to fly. It's a difficult one. Later game.
Chargers just find ways to lose.
If you can
The
make it to
same way
Monday.
the Eagles find ways to win, the Chargers find ways to
And
lose.
speaking of two teams that have found ways to lose consistently, the Chicago Bears are traveling to the Vikings for our Monday night game after a long 4 days of football.
Give me the fighting Josh Dobbs.
You like them, huh? I do too. One more week with the toughest quarterback in football. The Bears continue to struggle. This is our pro football competition. It is an exhibition and a competition. Please frequent our sponsors at Awesome Tickets. And if you're looking for everything you need around the home, head over to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware. They're offering you a $50 gift card. If you win, go spend some money over there. They got everything you need.
So where are you stopping on the way?
If I'm headed north, I am stopping at the Kalachi's place there in beautiful Waxahachie, Texas. If I'm headed
Talking
east,
about check stop?
the check stop is
Okay.
number one. But if I'm headed south from Dallas, I'm on the other side over at Heitmueller's.
Okay.
If I'm headed to
East.
Houston, if I'm headed east to Houston down I-10, the thing with I-10 is Buc-ee's is too close. You're just out of
Really?
town.
I just got in the car.
You got to get to Columbus, and if you're going to go there, go to Shobles. You just got to find it now. It's just not on the highway. So I've
See,
been told.
for me, if I'm going east, I rarely stop.
It's 3 hours. I get you.
Like I want to get there guy. If I'm going north, it's kind of the same thing. I only stop if I have to.
Are you? Well, see, I am an eat in the car. Let's not pull over.
But if I'm coming back from Houston, there is a stop I'll make.
And where's that?
It's in Flatonia. I will always stop at Joel's Barbecue and get me some jerky.
That's the kind of info you need. Joel's Barbecue
their
in
jerky-
Flatonia.
Their jerky is top notch.
If you're headed to Del Rio, there's a couple places in Uvalde.
I don't go to Del Rio very often.
And not a lot of people do.
It's not. It's
More
not a
people are
normal
leaving
commute for me.
Del Rio than going. But if you are, there's a couple places there like in Uvalde that I can pull over. And certainly there's that. If you're in a hurry, just out at Little Alsace, just outside of town. If you're headed down to Corpus, any Stripes and any taco. If you're new here and you haven't been to Stripes.
That Taco Hut?
Well, no, Stripes, the gas stations.
Yeah, but it's got like a Taco Hut connected to it.
That's one of the few things you can absolutely trust is a Stripes taco. They're quite good. And listen, from us
All right, Joe.
to you, I am thankful for so many things in my life, and I'm thankful for the people that I work with. Edwin, I'm thankful for you. James, I love you. You guys are the best. This place does not run without you. My co-hosts, I hope you're traveling safe. I certainly am thankful for you. Blitz guys, I can take or leave, but we'll talk about them later. Hey, guys, we're just the beginning of the day. Have yourself a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you on Monday, fat and happy.
It's R&R in the morning.